Welcome to ADHDND, presented by Bard Rock Cafe and all of these other wonderful people with me here right now. We are raising money for Chad, the primary ADHD charity that is available. You can look at their info by exclamation point CHADD in the chat. That is a direct link to their donation site. They don't have a Tiltify or anything, so we're not going through something custom. But that'll take you directly to them. And they basically work for advocacy and support for people with ADHD, and they provide like learning materials to parents and teachers to know how to deal with children with ADHD and kind of how to handle that. Deal with sounds very bad. I'm going to stop talking. Hi, Ratherastory.
Hello, and thank you for that delightful introduction. As our delightful host has just pointed out, please feel free to go check out that link, read up on Chad, see what they have to offer in terms of support, activism, and awareness for the great cause of ADHD. Without further ado, why don't we plunge into today's first episode of ADHD and D. There we go. See, I can do it too.
You got it.
There we go. I was so close at getting it super smooth, and then I lost it. Today's story begins in the sleepy little village of Bonnycombe, which is nestled cozily in a valley surrounded by thick evergreen forests. Here, the fir trees grow strong and tall, all but blocking out the light when you venture deep enough into the woods. The surrounding countryside is made up of fertile fields, more forest, and rolling hills as far as the eye can see. Amelia, Bonnycombe is your home. It's where you were born and raised. For the past several years, however, you've been spending the winters with your mentor, a wizard named Alric Deeppockets, who's been helping you hone your talent for magic. You're his star pupil, and though he's made it clear that he wants you to stay with him year-round and continue your studies until you're old enough to attend an institution of higher learning, at the end of every spring, you've carefully packed your bags and returned to Bonnycombe to your mother, who's the local herbalist. The summer and the fall months are the busiest of the year for her, when her herb garden grows tall and lush, and the weeds threaten to overtake it at the slightest opportunity. And then, when the weather begins to turn, it's time to gather all the herbs that have been harvested and dried and begin creating the inventory for the coming year. It's a lot of work for one woman, and you know that your help is invaluable to her. Now, your bags are all but completely packed, and you were ready to head back to your mentor in a few days' time, just as soon as the festival was over, when disaster struck. You know this isn't the first time this has happened in your village. In fact, you are old enough to remember when it happened the last time, 9 years ago, when you were just 5 years old. It's also not the first time that it happened, although the townsfolk are reluctant to speak of it, perhaps in a superstitious attempt to avoid bringing more trouble down on the village. But from what you've been able to gather, as far back as anyone remembers, every 9 years, 9 children disappear over the course of 9 nights, right at the autumn equinox. Your own memories of the event are fuzzy now, but you remember your best friend, another gnomish girl named Breland Stouttwist, being there one day and gone the next, and no one would tell you where she had gone. It was confusing and frightening, and your mother kept all the doors locked and the windows tightly shuttered, as if to ward off some unseen evil that had come scratching at your doorstep. This time, though, things feel a little different. After 2 children went missing, their parents, rather than remaining silent and frightened, instead came together and appealed to the head priestess of the temple, begging her to intervene and at least try to save their children. To everyone's surprise, Ava Irwood, the new priestess, agreed readily to their request. The whole town has pooled their resources to offer up a reward for anyone who can get to the bottom of the mystery and bring the children safely home. Ava warned the grieving parents that there might not be anyone to answer the call for help. But now, on the 4th morning, as you're peeking out your front window, you catch sight of what must be 2 adventurers coming up the main street. Thierry and Lady Ennith. You've been traveling in that general area for a few weeks now, seeking out adventure work, or sometimes good honest labor when adventuring work wasn't to be found. And word came to you not long ago about a call for help issued by the head of the temple of Chanti, goddess of the harvest, situated in the village of Bonnycombe. Children have been going missing from their homes, with no evidence as to what might have befallen them, and the town has promised a reward to anyone who can get to the bottom of the mystery and return the children to their families. Never once to turn down an opportunity to help, especially Lady Ennith, you immediately set out in that direction. Today is the 21st of Elaint, and the town is bedecked in decorations for the celebration of the autumn equinox. But you've arrived to find the streets all but deserted, and the atmosphere quiet, almost oppressive. The colorful flags and ribbons that festoon the buildings are sagging, and when you catch sight of the Temple of Chanti, a plain, stolid little building in the center of town, it's obvious someone began an elaborate floral installation there and abandoned it halfway through. Now the ground is littered with bruised petals, emitting a sickly sweet smell that wafts toward you, and the green leaves and stem have begun to wilt and turn brown. It's too early for the cold weather to set in just yet, but there is somehow still a damp chill in the air that settles deep in your bones. As you walk up the main street, there is no sign that anyone is coming out immediately to greet you. And now I shall turn it over to you.
This is a chillier, I guess, welcoming than I was expecting.
Hello! We are here to help.
Is anyone there? I guess we'll go knock on some doors.
Ennith is already like sniffing the air, trying to see if she can track anybody, like locate a person who might have recently stood. Like she goes up to the garland and is like,
the garland definitely smells of sort of slowly dying flowers. There's definitely lots of smells of people around. It just seems that they are all sticking indoors. In fact, there's a very strong smell right at the door of the temple that you're at, where where there's a flower installation. There's definitely someone inside.
The temple is the one who, or the
Yes.
The head of the temple is the one who asked for us, anyways, right?
Yes.
So I will go and knock on the door. Hello? We're here to answer a call for help.
Thierry, I am sorry if my appearance scared people off again.
It's fine. I'm sure I can convince them to stick around for a little while, and you are obviously not meaning them any harm, so it'll be great. It'll be great. Just relax. It's fine.
It's just like teeth. She just takes this big deep. You get this big exhale, and you just smell jerky because it's her trail mix of choice, and she's constantly eating it.
Oh. Yep, it'll be great. We'll be fine.
The door opens barely a minute or so later. Obviously, whoever was in there was not far, and the door opens, revealing a fairly short but definitely human woman with silver blonde hair, neatly plaited and then tied into a bun at the nape of her neck. She is dressed in a brown robe with a white stole that is embroidered with gold, green, and pink thread in the shape of sheaths of wheat surrounding a single rose on either end of the stole.
Ennith has taken a few steps back so that she's not like hovering over the door. She's like 7 feet tall, 7.5 feet tall. So she knows to kind of hunch back a little bit.
Yeah. So she steps out. Oh, hello.
Hi. We received a message that the town needed help, and I don't remember what the message said, but help was enough for us to come.
Help children.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Help children.
I stopped reading at the word help and came anyway.
Yep.
That's all we really needed to know.
That's what folk heroes do. That's what a hero does. They help people. So, how can we help?
She beams and reaches out and sort of clasps your hand between hers and says, "Thank you so much. That was remarkably fast. I am so pleased
we were
that
in
you
neighborhood.
Are here." Oh, she starts because she was very focused on the
half elf in front of her.
the very charming half elf in front of her, and was like, "Oh, a very
Ennith is plenty charming. She's covered in armor and fur, and some of her braids are in little blue ribbons, and she looks very fancy. She looks like a parade float.
so fancy. Well, thank you so much for coming. Yes, yes. I am so glad you came. I am sorry that we couldn't give you a better welcome than this, but you understand we have had a tragedy befall our town. Our children have been going missing. There are three so far, and they have simply vanished from their homes overnight. And we cannot understand what's happened to them.
How many children do you have in the town? I know that may seem like a ridiculous question, but
Well, we have. I don't know. The DM didn't think of this, but
Is it big number or small number?
Are we talking about losing all the children in the town by the end of this,
No.
or are we talking about like a small percentage of them?
a small percentage. But
Okay.
every child lost is is
Yes,
too many.
of course. Of course.
Children may be small, but they are not small in metaphor.
Yes.
Very, very well put. I agree. Yes.
Thank you.
100%. Well, I guess we should get started. Where you said they disappeared from their homes? Are their homes
Yes.
close to each other, or
They are not. I suppose I should give you maybe a bit more more context. This is not the first time this has happened. It's the first time it has happened since my tenure here as priestess of this temple. But there has been a history. Every 9 years, this happens at the harvest festival, and for 9 nights, every night, a child goes missing. Their parents wake up in the morning, their front door is open, and the children are gone, with no sign as to where they may have gone or what might have happened to them.
9 years ago, did you find children, or did children stay lost?
The children have. Most of the children remain lost.
most?
There is
Are there
one.
any?
There is one who returned, but she is unlikely to be able to help you.
Well, maybe we should start there and then ask around at some of the parents who have lost children before.
Why would she not help? I can be very persuasive.
It's more of a I think it's a, how to put this. She probably still lives that moment, or it has made it hard. Yes.
The experience has been very hard. Was very hard for her. She was very young, and her mind is no longer fully present.
Well, I give very good hugs, if that helps.
She's not fond of touch.
Oh. Ennith looks to Thierry. All of my tools have been used.
Well, come along, because maybe there might still be some things that we can do about this. So let's, if you could direct us to her house, wherever she lays her head.
Of course. Come with me. I think it will be better if I make the initial introduction.
I agree.
And then I will leave you to do what it is you do.
We do heroics.
Yes. All right. Well, you are the first to answer the call, and we will take whatever help we can get. This is entirely outside of anything we are able to deal with. And of course, you must understand that everyone in this town who has children is extremely, and the children themselves are all extremely frightened.
We will solve, and we will bring children back.
So she leads you down the main street. This isn't a large town. It's most of the houses either line the main street or branch off a little bit into side streets. It would be a generous word. They're not so much streets as just paths. But eventually, and the houses here are mostly wattle and daub. And eventually, she leads you to a door and knocks on it. And a woman, another woman opens the door. An older woman. Although Thierry, because you have ridiculous stats, you're able to tell that she may be younger than she appears, but it's just time and hardship have sort of etched lines into her face. And she says, "Oh, Eva, is everything all right?" And she kind of blinks and starts as she sees the two of you behind her. What's happening? Help? Yeah. Go for it.
We understand that your daughter, was it?
Yes.
Your daughter was one of the only children that made it back from these disappearances, and we were hoping to speak with her to sort of get any idea what's happening so we can stop it from happening again.
Her expression darkens a little bit. She says, "Juniper is a very fragile girl. I won't have you upsetting her."
And I don't intend to upset her. But I also don't intend to let more children disappear.
Ava reaches out and takes her by the elbow. She says, "They're here to help. Why don't you and I go sit in the kitchen and they can speak with Juniper. If there's anything, we'll be right here." And so she moves her off, and when you step into the house, it's a tidy little house, sort of very, cozy. There's a fire burning in the hearth. You can smell something that smells sort of like possibly a stew or a really, really hearty broth.
Ennith just kind of like involuntarily starts paying attention to the smell.
Ennith, focus, please.
Sorry.
You good?
I was admiring.
Yeah.
That's fair. It does smell very good.
Juniper's mother goes over, and this is when you catch sight of a girl sitting. She looks to be about 15 or maybe 16, sitting in a rocking chair and staring out a window. She's got sort of long, stringy brown hair that's loose about her shoulders. Her clothing looks a little bit rumpled, a little bit disheveled, and she's playing with the ends of it a little bit absently as she stares out the window. And her mother says, Juniper, these people are here to talk with you." And the girl doesn't respond, but the mother looks at you and sort of nods and pulls away.
Okay. So she's seated at the table. There are other seats at the table.
She's seated by the window.
Oh, okay.
She's looking out the window and.
Okay. So I am going to. Is there? The window is. Oh, sorry. I guess are there seats near her?
Yeah, it's a small room. There are chairs. You can easily pull up a chair nearby.
Okay, so I'm gonna sit so that if she's staring at the sort of the window I assume she's not like face flat against the glass. She's sort of like at an angle.
Yeah, she's sort of sitting, I guess, with her. If she were staring straight ahead, the window would be beside her, but she's got her face turned so that she can look out the window at the outside, at the outdoors.
So I'll put myself so that I'm sort of at her peripheral vision, and I'll take out my sit turn, and I'll just start playing something soft. And I'm looking for any sort of reaction from her from things happening around her.
Oh, the minute you start playing music, her
Mhm.
face lights up with a smile.
Okay. So as I play, I want to use minor illusion to sort of create a sort of a wispy pattern to get her to slowly turn from where she is back towards the room. So like it appears in front of her and then it drifts sort of in a slow, gentle circle back towards us.
Nice, I like it.
Ennith, eyeing the chairs and knowing full well she can't sit in them, pops a squat on the ground and crosses her legs and just sort of a little bit to the side watching.
Yeah, well, you've definitely got her attention. She's not super focused on you, but she's definitely sort of moved her attention away from whatever was going on outside that you couldn't tell because it looks pretty quiet out there.
Mm.
But whatever had her attention, it is now directed generally to you. Although she is staring a little bit more at Lady Ennith than at you.
Ennith is like halfway through a bite of a strip of like elk jerky. Do you want some? And she's got like a 10-foot arm span, so she reaches all the way over and offers like, oh, sorry. He takes the bit part off. She's very polite.
She looks down and she reaches out a hand and she doesn't take the jerky, but she kind of pets your forearm.
Thierry, I think we have an in.
I agree. You must start asking her some questions.
She scoots a little bit closer and like offers her forearm, just kind of sitting there.
Oh yeah, she is sort of mesmerized and just sort of stroking in along in the direction of the grain of fur.
She's good at this. And she kind of, Ennith's sort of like, God.
Hi. Is your name Juniper, you said? Is that what the mother said?
Yes,
Above
Juniper.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
Juniper.
Hi, is your name Juniper?
She keeps petting Lady Ennith's arm, and she doesn't really respond to that.
Okay, well, my name is Thierry, and this is Lady Ennith.
I am Knight.
She keeps petting.
We were wondering if you... Can I stop for a second? Do you like music?
She nods. There was music.
Mm. Was it... And I'm a little older because I'm a half-elf, so I sort of reach back. And I do speak Sylvan. So I go back and I think, and I try to play something a little bit more fair folk-y to see if that gets a different reaction from her. And I said, is this what the music was like?
What kind of fair folky are we talking? Like describe the mood that you're trying to set. Are you going quiet? Are you going dense? What are you?
I'm going more... How to describe this? Light. The background, so basically with the Cittern, you can play chords, and then on top of it, you can play other things. So the chords are a little not spooky, but they're like, diminished sevenths and minors, and just sort of playing around with that a little bit. And then on top of that, just sort of a very almost ethereal melody where it doesn't quite follow any strict sort of pattern. It'll break into different time signatures and it'll move sort of around like that.
She shakes her head.
If I gave you an instrument, would you be able to show me what it sounded like?
She shakes her head. There was dancing.
I was dancing. So I sort of switch up. Would it be more something like, I just play like simple folk dance around a fire type of thing?
You get a nod.
Okay. And who was there? Was it just you? Was it other kids, or was it adults, or was it everyone?
I don't know. There were colors and music.
Okay. Were the colors like changing, or was it just like you saw a color here and you saw a color there?
Lots of colors and dancing. Moving colors.
Moving colors.
And still colors. Lots of colors.
Were there lights?
Sometimes.
And what happened when the dancing was done?
Dancing's not done.
You're still dancing now?
I hear the music.
Where do you hear it coming from?
It's inside me.
How does music go?
She hums. She's not a very good singer, but it sounds a little bit like a waltz.
I vaguely keep playing with one hand, and I sort of take some notes really quickly on what it sounds like she's doing.
Like she's not a very good singer. She's a little off key, but you recognize the syncopated rhythm, and it sounds kind of happy but not frenetic.
Okay.
It is very pretty.
It is. It's very nice. Why are you biting me? Sorry, my cat. My cat decided now was the time to bite my hand.
I'm sorry, it is bad habit.
Okay.
There's a whispered hiss from across the room. Max, bad kitty, come over here. Don't bother the nice people.
So I looked at Juniper and I say, thank you very much for sharing this music with us. If you hear it again from outside of you, could you let us know?
She's not. She says she keeps. It's very soft.
Thank you. I use multiple unguents for conditioning.
All right. I think we're going to go, Juniper, but thank you very much for talking to us. We'll come back and visit again, okay?
You don't get a huge reaction, but you get the tiniest of nods, and then slowly her attention drifts back towards the window.
Okay. So I'll put the citron away as I stand up.
Ennith kind of crawls up to her feet.
The other two adults,
still hunched a little bit.
You almost have to hunch because the ceilings are quite low.
Probably. And she takes her massive paw, just kind of like taps Juniper on the head and says, "Thank you for Screech's small one."
She's back to staring out the window and just playing with the end of her hair again.
And
the two other adults, though, are slack-jawed in the kitchen, just staring at you like you've grown an extra head.
When she turns away from Juniper and she starts walking a little towards the exit or towards the main living room, there's this there's this low kind of growl in her chest, like she's and the Thierry's probably heard this before. It's more like she's protective. She's getting a little like angry about whatever happened to the kid.
So we'll go back over to the parents, or I guess the parent and the priestess.
You can see
This happened.
Yeah, Juniper's mother's eyes are just brimming with tears. It's like, I haven't heard her speak that much ever. Not in 9 years.
Do you know how to play an instrument?
No.
Okay. Well, my suggestion would be get someone to play music for her because she seems to respond very quickly to that. Okay. Thank you very much for your time. We may come back tomorrow and see what there is to discuss, but I think for now, that's what we need.
Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
And
Eva
looks at you and says,
we will bring little one back to you.
Eva nods, says, I'm going to stay for a few more minutes. Will you be all right to proceed on your own?
Just point us in the direction of either one of the parents whose children have gone missing this time, or since there are other kids around, like, was it just groups of friends that went missing, or were like some friends taken and some friends left behind?
Sometimes they were unrelated. Sometimes it was all the children. One family lost all of their children many years ago, just over a period of days.
Is there
there doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason that we can see.
Was there maybe some friends of some of the children that we could go talk to?
Yes, of course. There's you might actually, Amelia, do you have a last name?
No, I don't. It's fine.
Okay. We're going to pretend Amelia has a last name and that she gives it to you. She also tells you the name of the 3 children who have already gone missing. Today is the 4th day out of 9. So 3 children have already gone missing. One is Georgia Lockhart. And the second is Rupert Stillwell. And the third is Willow Brightbarrel.
Well, give me the last one again. I'm sorry.
Sure thing. Willow Brightbarrel.
Georgia Lockhart, Rupert Stillwell, Willow Brightbarrel. All right, cool. Okay. So obviously we step outside,
Yes.
and we let them close the door, and I turn to.
And she gives you directions also to where they where they live.
So I turn to Lady Ennith and I say, "Well, which do you think we should talk to first? Some of the grieving parents who may not have any information, because I feel like if they did, they would have told someone. Or do you want to go talk to some of the friends of the kids?"
Children know more what children do, I think.
All right. So let's go check out some of these friends then. And we will follow the directions to finally bring in our 3rd player.
Question for DM.
Yes.
The description of what Juniper talked about, would that seem like anything other than just describing a festival? For the most part, with the exception of the dance is still happening. Other than that, would any of that be familiar to a pair of adventurers that might be messing with things that are supernatural?
Well, the colors thing makes me think magic, like the lights and colors and stuff like that.
And perpetual dancing also feels magical in some way.
I think above board I might know one of the spells, but I don't know if Thierry would know it, so I'm gonna hold back.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm hinting at, is like, would our characters have any sort of knowledge of this kind of magic.
You can go ahead and let's go out on a limb and say you can either roll Arcana or History, whichever is better for you.
They're both the same.
Yeah.
They're both the same because Ennith has, I would just like to say mechanically, Ennith has the bare minimum intelligence to be an Eldritch Knight.
That is a 16 plus 1, 17 for me.
That is much better than what she got, an 11.
It's not. I mean, Thierry, you're like, yeah, that's. She's definitely describing something magical, and definitely something out of the ordinary. But you're not. Her descriptions were vague. Like she's not given you enough to really be like to pinpoint exactly what it was.
Okay. All right.
But you're like, nope, I am confident that my initial supposition that weird magic is happening.
Cool. All right. So we continue on towards I'm so bad with character names.
Let us talk to children. to child.
Tensei, what is your character's name?
Amelia.
Amelia. I'm gonna write these down so I don't forget. All right. Take us there.
Yes. All right. Well, it does not take long. The town is not a large one. You walk back a little bit the ways you can, almost back to the outskirts of town where you first came in, and there you find another whitewashed little house, much like the rest, with neat, recently painted doors and shutters. And just around the back, you can see what looks like an elaborate herb garden. Now,
Cool.
Now, of course, beginning to die back as the weather cools.
As you approach, you hear the door slam shut. like it was cracked open a little bit and was just pulled shut as you guys approach.
Ina's ears just like twitch when she hears that.
Well, at least we know someone's home.
Ennith is gonna sneak as close to the house as she can and like put her ear up against the door.
Amelia, you are currently home by yourself. Your mother is out gathering mushrooms.
Okay.
It's the time of year for chanterelles. It's very exciting.
Lady Ennith has like enhanced senses sort of for hearing. And
She's
right?
she's super quiet. Like she can be super quiet. So she's like trying to see if she can like sneak up so that she can hear something of what like someone would naturally be doing if they didn't think someone had walked up to the door.
All right, why don't you roll me a stealth check?
Heck yeah. It's the thing she's good at. Except when she rolls bad. That's a 5 on the die, so 11.
Okay, Amelia, let's have a perception check.
Okay.
With advantage because you've been looking out the door this whole time.
I would say you actually just barely miss her passive perception of 12. Come on.
But
come on.
You've been actively.
There's a squashy floorboard on the front porch. Damn it.
Well, I actually hit a nat 20 on one of the.
There you go.
First one of the day.
Yep.
Yeah, there's
valid.
Amelia, there's a bugbear on your doorstep.
Doorstep.
Ear pressed up against the door.
You just hear the door. She leans against the door.
You don't hear any like movement from inside, but I don't know exactly like the tier of like bugbear senses. But if it is this fine-tuned, you can definitely hear like heavier, almost scared breathing. But Amelia's not like moving around. She's maybe like a foot away from the door, just kind of backed up a step.
If I don't move, maybe they'll go away.
Yeah, pretty much.
Let me see real quick.
Did the priestess give us Amelia's name?
Yes, she told you Amelia's name.
Okay. So I'm just sort of let this happen for a moment because
Thierry knows to rescue Ennith if she gets in too deep.
I mean I could hear the squeaky board, so I guess that's the signal. So I'll come up, and I'll gently touch Lady Ennith on the shoulder. I was like, maybe we should knock.
I know. Oh. And she takes a nail and just goes.
A good like 10 long seconds pass, and then you hear on the other end just the very soft
Hey, all right.
We have made contact.
Yeah, that's true. And I say through the door, and I say, is Amelia home?
Ennith, with a weird level of dexterity, just kind of like slips behind Thierry to get out of the way.
Again, just like an unnaturally long time passes. It's not too long, but silence is deafening, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's just yes?
Could we talk to you? We're answering the priestess's call. We're trying to help with the disappearances. Help stop the disappearances.
Are you here? Are you here to find my friends?
If we can, yeah.
Hi, Cat. Finally decided to come out now that I'm talking.
Amelia's cat comes up.
Yeah. The door creaks back open just the tiny bit.
Ennith adjusts her cloak, trying to look all official.
And you can see just like a little bit of her. She's very, very close to like this crack in the door, and is how do I know you won't take me?
Well,
I do not have a bag big enough to take you.
Oh, okay. And the door swings open.
That was easy.
Honesty is best policy, Thierry.
That's true. You're not wrong. Do you want to talk inside or outside?
Edith eyes the door frame. A little.
I noticed you have a very nice garden out back. We could sit back there if you've got chairs.
Yeah, it's not. No, I'll come out. And she just walks out front. Very, very short little gnomish girl, a little bit stocky, but like very long kind of black hair that comes down to a little bit past the shoulders. Has a book kind of right here, hiding her face just a little bit.
What are you reading? And Ennith looks genuinely interested.
Oh, it's, and she kind of turns it towards you, and it's not legible. It's a wizard script. So it's her own sort of script that is probably similar to something you may have seen if you've read a spell book, but not.
I've seen something like it. I know I've seen something like it, but I've never seen this.
Yeah.
Ennith has definitely seen spell books before. She's definitely seen like wizard books before.
Yeah.
For sure.
Are you a wizard?
I mean, I'm learning.
Oh, this is your book. This is your magic book.
This is my book.
It's very nice. I have books. I
Oh,
like books.
thank you. Are you here?
Like the smile has like fangs.
As a fang comes out, she again takes like a little step back.
Jeez. So we are here to help. We spoke to Juniper actually, and she mentioned a couple of things that I wanted to ask you about.
Okay. Yeah. Do you know
So-
where?
So you know Juniper, Amelia. She's around. She's a couple of years older than you, but yes, she's one of the kids who went missing 9 years ago.
Okay.
And you would have been
And
you were like there aren't that many children in this town that you wouldn't have known her and been friends, but it was when you were very small.
yeah, and remind, is she the only one who's ever come back?
She's the only one who's ever come back.
Okay.
She was
And
found wandering in the forest several months after she went missing.
And can I assume that like I've never really gotten her to say anything even over 9 years?
The only thing that she will go on and on about music and dancing,
Okay.
and it's just on repeat. So she'll see that there was music and there was dancing.
Okay.
But yeah, mostly the town thinks of her as being simple-minded now,
Okay.
and they just kind of let her be.
Sorry, I got distracted. My mom just texted me to say, "Hey, there was a crime like a block away from you."
There was a crime.
Yeah.
Distracted on an ADHD stream?
Yeah.
I
No
can't
way.
imagine. This feels
No
very on
way.
brand.
Yeah, apparently like a block away from me, a bunch of kids stole eggs from a Walmart and then went and egged a Quick Trip.
Is that even a crime?
At least they didn't take their parents' hard-earned eggs.
Hard-earned eggs.
Okay.
Yep.
Sorry.
Sounds like you're
distracted.
channeling Lady Ennith there, the hard-earned eggs.
Yes. Yes.
I'm sorry. What was the last thing that was said?
You were asking about Juniper,
Yes.
if you were friends with her.
I mean, yeah, I know her. I think she's hard to be friends with right now.
Would you say that you were friends with her? Like, before this all happened?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, it's everybody's kind of friends with everybody.
She's like older though than Amelia because it was
Yeah.
9 years ago she disappeared, so she's at least 10 years older than her.
No, Amelia is 14,
14. Okay.
I was gonna say that I think there's a 2
and
year
Juniper
difference
is
between the two.
16.
Oh, okay. So Juniper was taken when she was really young.
Yes.
Yeah.
Juniper was taken when
Gotcha.
she was
In fact,
7.
all of the children who've been taken are anywhere between the ages of sort of 4 and 8.
Gotcha. Okay.
Cat. What? That's my dice rolling spot. Cat. What do you remember from when they went missing? Sort of way back when.
I mean, it not a lot. It was like it was during the festival, but everybody goes missing at night. I think.
Do you remember hearing any music or anything like that? It would have sounded something sort of similar to this, and I pull out the cittern and I play based on what Juniper gave us. I play sort of something similar to what she said.
Amelia, give me an intelligence saving throw, please.
Oh God. Why would you do that? Oh, it's fine. This is a good score for me. 15.
Yes. You know, it's like something scratches at the back of your mind like an itch. There's something about that music that you hadn't heard music, you didn't think you heard music, but that melody sounds familiar.
Yes, it's, that's not the music that, like, we play at the festivals, but I've heard that before.
I wonder. If you heard it again, would you recognize it, do you think?
Maybe? I don't remember hearing that, but I do? That doesn't make sense.
It's like
Well,
deja
magic.
vu, but with music.
Yeah.
Magic can be, how you say,
Weird.
funky.
Yeah. Hey, music.
No, funk hasn't been invented yet.
Well, I guess we're
That
doing
you-
that by the end of the day today.
That you know of.
Let's sit there and approximate a slap bass. We can do that.
Funk has not yet come to this small floral village.
Incredible.
Play that funky music, elf boy. Yeah, all right.
Okay. Would you, and I do not ask this of you lightly, but if you are practicing magic, then maybe this is something that you could do. Would you be willing to help us try to figure out who is being taken tonight so that we can either stop it or stop whoever's doing it?
Yeah, I've been thinking, because my teacher says that you should find answers in everything, and I've been looking for patterns, and I haven't found anything. I don't know how to tell who's next.
Well, the good news is the town's pretty small, and music is something that you can hear. So my thought for the night is basically the two of us for sure, and then if you want to help, the three of us be out at night and listening for people leaving, because it sounds like they leave through the front door. It sounds like they just sort of let themselves out of their house because the front doors are always open. Or someone comes in and goes out through the front door. But either way, we should be able to see it theoretically if we're around the house that it's happening to. We just need to, I guess, clue in on the music before they're gone. Because it wouldn't surprise me if the music is sort of luring the children out of their homes. Especially since you said you've never heard the music before, but you recognize it. So I'm wondering if this is just something that can be heard all over town.
Then do you, if
You don't recall anyone ever
Yeah,
mentioning
right.
hearing music.
no, that's kind of what I'm trying to, like, because if that's, then why doesn't anybody talk? Do you think it's only kids?
Oh, it might be. It might be specific to the kids that are being taken. I mean, it sounds like the kids are all between a certain age. It sounds like it's there's no particular rhyme or reason to who is chosen that we can tell. So
Well,
whatever's
good.
happening is triggering based off something we don't know.
What What hey say what ancestry were the children that were taken? Perhaps that could have meaning.
For the sake of argument, we can say that
Yeah.
Eva told you what they're because
Sure.
otherwise we're going to be interrogating
that's
people for the next 7
Yeah.
years. Georgia
fine.
Lockhart is a human. Rupert
Okay.
Stillwell is a half elf, and Willow Brightbarrel is a halfling.
Never mind. It was passing thought. I do not think there was connection there.
But
I
it's
like
not
to
a
think
bad
out
thought.
loud.
It's not a bad thought
They
because
want one
it
of every race.
Well, I was thinking
oh my
if
god,
there was...
is that is it, can we
no.
is that what it is? Is that what it is?
It's a
Is that-
horrible no. It's
is that
a
what
horrible
happened
Noah's
last
Ark
time?
sort of situation.
Is that what happened last time? The 9 that went missing, or is it 9 that went missing, right? 9
Yes,
went missing
9.
9 years ago. So the 9 that went missing 9 years ago, are they all like different sort of ancestries, or
It was a mix for sure.
Okay.
Okay.
But it wasn't
not-
like each
it
one
wasn't
was
like one of
different
each.
ancestry.
No.
Okay.
And 9 years
They
later,
could
now that Wizards has released more books, there are 9 more ancestries to take.
Oh no, it's 52 children went missing.
I need a bigger town?
So and Enid starts kind of pacing a little bit back and forth, thinking, her tail's kind of like as she's pondering. So things that could connect children. Do they all hang out in the same place
Is there a
when they
place in the
play?
woods they've all gone to visit? Is there like a special wood spot that the kids go and play at? Because I know when I was growing up, and my childhood was maybe a little bit different, but like there were times where we would just go out in the woods and there was like a spot where we would go and hang out and do stuff at. Can't
Is
lie.
The a lot of us don't really leave the town much unless we're doing like something. Kids just kind of play like around. There's the what did you call it? This like a town square sort of.
Yeah. There's a
Or
town square.
just,
There's
like-
a lot of green spaces nearby. Like some of the fields are fallow. There's a river nearby where they in the summer, especially when the water level is going down a little bit, it's nice and refreshing to swim there. There's no one specific like weird abandoned cottage in the woods or anything like that where the kids
All the
go
kids
play.
go like, if you can stay there all night, you get everyone's respect. Okay. Perhaps stake out is best.
I mean, we can still talk to excuse me. We can still talk to some of the parents who have lost their children before. Talk to some of the parents who lost their children so far that we can get back.
Yes.
So maybe we should do that since we still have daylight.
Very well.
All right. Well, the nearest house is the one that belongs to Rupert Stillwell's parents. So you can
Speak to Stillwell.
And,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Amelia has kind of already done this before. Tried to talk to people to get information. So she's like, I have another idea. I'm gonna go do something else. I'll be back in like I'll be back at like an hour at my house.
We'll meet you here.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So
And
what
just
are you? What is your plan?
I have I can do this to 10 houses by expending every single spell slot I have.
Very independent child.
Yeah. I think I'm going to find the 4 like maybe not most likely because I don't think I have that. Just like 4 houses that I know there's a children of around the age of 5.
Single children.
Who are you, Lady Ennith?
Yeah.
Children.
And I'm going to oh wait, actually, no, I can only do this as a ritual. I can do this to as many houses as there is time.
Okay.
So I'll spend 10 minutes at houses where I know there's children about the age of 5-ish and put alarm on their front doors.
Okay. Are you doing it as a silent alarm or an auditory alarm? How many people are you planning to freak out?
As a mental alarm. I don't think Amelia wants to like make a huge thing about it.
Okay. Noted. I like it. I like it. All right. Moving back to Lady Ennith and Thierry, you make your way to the door. This time, presumably, you have learned your lesson and you knock.
Yes.
Lady Ennith reaches out before Thierry can reach the door and knocks like 5 feet ahead of her.
Gosh, your arms are long.
Utilizing that very nice bugbear reach.
I give very good hugs. I told you.
True.
Offer still stands, by the way.
All right. So once again, the door opens and a well, it's hard to tell her age, but a half elf woman with curly blonde hair opens the door. She's got bright blue eyes and a rosy complexion, and she looks a little startled to see a very large bugbear standing 5 feet away, and then her eyes track over to you, Thierry, and she flushes bright red and drops her eyes and takes a couple of steps back, and you know this. You know Marjorie. You know Marjorie very, very well. Or you did.
Why?
You did 10 years ago.
Oh my god.
No, sorry.
Oh, no.
Sorry. 7 years ago. My apologies. Yes, you definitely know her, and you have a passive insight of 17. She definitely recognized you, and oh no, there's
Oh,
hello.
nice to see you again. How are you?
And behind her, a very tall, burly man with very dark hair and dark brown eyes comes up and puts a hand on her shoulder and is like, "Who are these people, darling?" She's like,
Well, we're adventurers. We're answering the call from the priestess, and we're trying to figure out what happened to the children before, so we can stop it from happening again.
And at that, Marjorie's eyes kind of come up, and she looks at you. She's like, "Are you here to find our Rupert?"
If we can.
Oh, thank goodness. And yeah, there's a flicker of something on her face that you're not entirely sure. I come in, please come. Yes, come in. Can I? Tea. Would you like tea? I can make tea. Yes, the kettle. I'm going to kettle. I'm going to put the kettle on. Yes, and she goes off. It's like is obviously extremely flustered.
Could I have the background? Because I understand that I know her, and I'm getting a feeling of what I know her from.
Get a vibe.
Where?
Well, you know, when you knew her, she was not married.
Oh, okay. All right. That was the main thing, right?
Yes. Ennith leans right over Thierry's shoulder and says, "I do not notice much, but she acted very weird. Yes.
That.
Suspicious."
Man says, "You'll have to excuse my wife. This has been a very trying couple of days for
where
all of us."
Where was wife when children went missing?
Probably here.
She just super suspicious at this super sketch lady, and she did not catch the undertone.
And I just sort of
she was
tap Ennith, and I say
she was asleep in our bed.
So wait, hold on, rewind. I knew her 7 years ago, but her child disappeared 9 years ago.
No, her child disappeared 2 days ago.
Oh, jeez. Okay, there. All right, I'm there.
Can we get description of Rupert, please?
Oh, of course. He's about so high, and gives you generic description of like roughly 6-year-old with, and he's got straight blonde hair and hazel eyes. He was wearing his pajamas. They're gray flannel. Takes after his mother. That boy, like this boy looks. God dang, the father is a big dark
Ennith
guy.
Ennith just very innocently asking, "How old is child?"
He's about to turn 7. It'll be his birthday in 2 months.
Where was Rupert last? Yeah, go ahead.
Thierry is very good at hiding his expression. He's very good at keeping things close to the chest. He has a lot of internal turmoil happening right now.
Yep.
This is I have a son. Is what I'm getting from this, and my son has gone missing, and I happen to be here to try to find him. And that is sort of the pathway that Thierry has now gone down.
Yes, because you've got ridiculous passive everything. You can also see that there are two. It's honestly ridiculous. I'm just I'm not going to try and hide anything from you. It's fine.
I have expertise in so many things. It's just
so many things. Just bonkers. You can see that there's a room in the back where the door has been cracked open, and there are two like little heads peeking out of younger children, and both of them have very dark hair, where they're just kind of something else.
I just sort of wave.
I see.
They immediately pull back.
For the best. Okay. Can you? And I pull myself together, and I turn to Marjorie's husband, and I say, "Is there anything you can tell us about the night that Rupert disappeared?"
It was a night like any other. We went to bed, put the children to bed, and in the morning, and poor Georgia was already gone by then. So we locked the doors, we barred the doors, and pulled the shutters too, and in the morning the door was open and he was gone.
Can you show me, like, do you when you lock the door, does it lock? Do you need a key to get it from the inside and the outside?
Oh no.
Or does it have like a mechanism on the inside?
You can look that the door literally just has like a bar.
Like a bar across?
Yeah. This is not a sophisticated sound.
Got it. All right. And I sort of point over to the room where I saw the kids, and I was like, "Is that where Rupert was?"
Yes, that's the children's bedroom.
Do you mind if I go?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
And so I'll make my way back. And did the kids close the door to their room?
It's closed, but it's not locked.
I'll knock.
Door opens like very slowly.
Hi. Do you mind if I go outside?
So there's a girl who looks to be maybe 4, and a younger boy anywhere between sort of 2 and 3. You're not sure. Children at that age, meh, hard to say.
I say, "I'm trying to find your brother. Can I look in your room?" And so I, having gotten permission of the children, I go into the room. Just
I don't think
describe
he's
to
in
me what I
there.
see. No, he's not.
I'm looking for your brother.
Thank
Can
you.
I check your room?
That's true. That's true.
So there are 2 beds in the room. One is just a single cot, and the other is a slightly larger bed where it seems like the two younger children share the larger bed, and one bed that has been very carefully made up in the corner. This is the single bed. The sheets are nice and crisp. The blankets have been folded. The pillows been arranged. The other bed is unmade. Or it looks perhaps like it was made and then maybe got jumped on.
That's fair. And so I crouch down, sort of not like up in the kid's face, but I crouch down so that I can see the kids and they can see me. And I asked them, I was like, when your brother went missing, were you guys here asleep? Did you wake up? Thierry is torn because on the one hand, he really wants to see if the music makes them trigger the same way it made Amelia trigger. But on the other hand, if the music triggers and they go gallivanting into the woods, that's not great. So Thierry is not 100% sure what he wants to do with that. So he stands up and he thanks them. He walks back into the other room. Lord.
Marjorie is putting out tea as it happens, so you can soothe that little.
Thanks.
She is not making much eye contact.
What's the likelihood she knows how he takes tea? Sorry, I'm being a shitster.
That's a really good.
I don't know.
Think about that. I was wondering.
It wasn't that kind of relationship that she knows how he took his tea.
We can leave that to Thierry to decide.
Oh well, there you go.
I'm gonna do my favorite type of uncertainty roll, which is luck unluck. Let's see.
Nice.
She unluck for me means she probably does know.
That's my unlucky option.
I'm trying to think. We're gonna say that she does.
Okay. In which
But
case,
it's like we're gonna say that she does, but it's very specific. So like she probably shouldn't have known that unless we knew each other before.
Mm-hmm.
so what she does do, because Marjorie is also not a stupid woman, she puts down plain cups of tea for everyone, and perhaps puts the milk and a very small pot of sugar fractionally closer to you.
Not trying to cause marital distress here.
Pretty much.
All right. So I guess we'll sit down and we'll talk. There's not a whole lot I think that they know necessarily.
No, once you get through sort of questioning them, the same story comes out. It's very, very much the same as what you've been hearing all along. The parents heard nothing because they were already on alert, so they were trying to keep the house secured, and then in the morning the door was open, despite their best efforts.
I will explain to them the thing about the music between Juniper and then what we did with Amelia. And I'll say, do you mind if I play that now to see if it triggers a memory in you guys?
All right. Yes.
And we don't have to do it near your other kids. Because if it does trigger something, I don't want them to wander off into the woods.
All right. Then they are willing, and they send the children to play in the backyard.
All right, so I will quietly play it and see if that triggers anything for them. And if not, then we're right in thinking that it's just the kids who can hear it.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't seem to trigger anything.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you very much for your time. We will do our best to find Rupert.
Thank you.
Mm.
Marjorie does look very sincerely grateful that you're helping.
Ennith has stayed outside during this little interaction, and I wanted to sort of. How many days has it been since Rupert disappeared?
2.
2. She's gonna look around the outside of the house and like in the yard near it to see if she can find anything that would indicate either a direction or like any tracks, anything that would have
All right.
felt like it would have been from Rupert.
Pick a skill, and that will determine what you find.
I will be right back. I just need to get some water.
Sure.
Sounds good. I'm gonna do. Ooh, she's better at that. I'm gonna do survival for like tracking.
Go for it.
Why? Giant dice. God damn it, that's a 9. I'm gonna. I like my big dice, but I'm not gonna use it anymore. It's been betraying me lately.
The die is gonna go and have a little time in for a while.
Yeah, I've got a jail somewhere for it.
I don't believe in punishing the dice. I believe in positive parenting.
Needs a little chaise lounge, a little like timeout space.
Well, what I do is I give it a space in which it can recoup and like have a moment of mindfulness and remember its purpose.
I should make a teacup or something for it to hang out in. Actually, I have an incense stand here. I can hang out right there.
But yeah, you look you look around, you sniff around, but there's nothing that really catches your attention. Not with a 9.
Though, if you tell me that that's what you did when I leave, I will mention that's like, oh, maybe we could try that at the child who just disappeared. It'd probably be easier to find those tracks.
Yes, there is. I get farm animal more than child in nose.
Okay.
Yeah. There are cows nearby. Not in the town, but this is a farming community. There's a lot of manure.
Do you think they smoke meat here? I'm running low.
I would assume, but I don't know. But we should ask. I am
after
children.
After children, yes.
So, who? It was the Willow, right? Willow Brightbarrel who disappeared yesterday, right?
Yes.
So why don't we go there, and we can basically. I don't think we need to necessarily play through it, but like I could ask them the same questions, it goes the same stuff, and then you could, forgive the expression, sniff around, and see if you can.
Nothing to forgive. It is what I do.
But you could potentially see if you could pick up a trail here, just because the kid's only been gone a day. Like, they disappeared less than 24 hours ago.
Yes, I like this. I like this plan.
All right, so we'll...
Kitty.
Cute. So we'll go to Willow Brightbarrel's house, and I'll talk to the parents and Lady Ennith.
So you get very much the same scenario once again. And the parents don't recognize the music if you play it.
Do they also have multiple children, or just the one?
They do have multiple children, but many of their children are older. So anywhere from they're halflings, and so they are longer lived, and so they actually have a multitude of children. It just have any of their other children gone missing before? This is the first time for them. This is the first one for them.
Interesting. All right.
All right. Feel free to roll whatever. If Thierry wants to assist you, you may roll with advantage.
I would love to assist.
Thank you. Wonderful.
I'll
She's
even give bardic inspiration and play a hunting tune.
whoa, amazing. It's just Peter and the Wolf.
Yeah.
What's your inspiration die?
D6.
D6. All right. So in case I need it, I will have it at the ready. So Ennith is with this kind of like pump up tune going, is sniffing and listening and trying to basically act like she's tracking something.
I think it's actually Pink Panther. I think it's actually the Pink Panther theme.
Amazing. I love it. Okay. Well, I appreciate the advantage, and I am going to use the inspiration die as well. So that's okay. That's 15 so far, but just to make sure. 17.
All right. Well, 15 is what you needed. So
awesome.
Good job.
Just making sure we take it over the edge.
Shove that over the edge there. Yes.
Yeah. The other roll I got was a 1, so I appreciate the advantage.
With a 1, you would have stepped on the evidence.
Oh no.
I was gonna say a cow patty, but sure.
Well, you literally and metaphorically sniff around the house. This house is actually closer to the edge of town, in the direction of the forest, and not completely under a window, but towards around the side of the house, you do find a single print. It is a paw print. You may make a nature check to determine what kind of print it is, but whatever it is large.
Okay. Let's see.
Like Lady Ennith, when you put your hand next to it, the print is comparable.
Fun. That is only a 10.
Okay. Well, you're not super expert on very, very big creatures, and you're thinking, what would be that big? A bear? Is it bear? I mean, if you didn't know better, you'd say it looked like a dog print, but it's way too big. So maybe it's a bear, but there's no claws. It's weird.
Big dog. Thierry.
You've never heard of a dog this big. Even wolves don't make tracks this large.
Thierry, you hear a little pipe of a whistle, which is Ennith has a little signal whistle to like let you know, basically like she found something, but without having to verbalize it when people are like around.
I will. I guess I'm not trying to panic anyone, but I will hustle over.
And Ennith is still sort of like glancing past the paw print to see if she can see anything remotely like a direction, but she kind of vaguely points around where the paw print is, and she goes, there was beast here. Cannot be sure what, but big.
I'll look down at the paw print, and like, if we're talking big, are we talking like the size of my head big?
We're talking Ennith's the size of Ennith's.
Yeah, her claw is real big. She's got a big wingspan on her hand. And she's barely a medium creature.
The paw print itself, though.
Yeah.
Is like the size of yours.
It's not quite as big, but it's in that general neighborhood. It's quite large.
Bigger than your hand.
For sure. Can you tell which way it went?
It's just the one paw print, but it seems to be heading out of. The direction is out, not in. Toward the forest. If you had to guess, toward the forest.
Is this in like a traffic space, or is this like out back?
It's out back. If it were in a traffic space, that print would be gone. It would have been walked over by now.
Do you think they're riding something? Or being carried by something? There seems to be some level of coercion. It's like at the Stillwells, they had a bar across the door, so that it's very easy to get out from the outside or from the inside, but not very easy to get in from the outside. So this strikes me as being some sort of coercive magic in nature. The kids are leaving on their own, and then they're carried or they ride away on whatever this is.
Do we know they left via door and not a window?
We don't. And I look down at the print and I look back towards the house. Like, does it? If I'm taking a line from the back of the print back, does it look like it's going to a window, or does it just look like it's going to the house in general?
It looks like it's going toward the forest.
No, sorry, and then reversing that.
Reversing that. It's toward the house.
Hard
It's
to
hard
tell.
to say.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell if it's going
just-
to a window. What you do know is that they shuttered the windows and barred the doors, and the windows appear to have remained shuttered, and the doors were wide open.
So it makes more sense for them to have just let us through the door.
All right.
Otherwise, why leave the door open, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I am good to track if we are going to follow into forest.
How long do we have before we meet up with Amelia?
At this point, Amelia didn't give you an exact time.
She said an
but
hour. She said an hour from when we left.
So at this point, between having tea with your ex and snooping around two houses, you're definitely butting up against that full hour.
Why don't we come back after we've met up with Amelia? Because I feel like she has as much skin in this game, if not more. Well, as much skin in the game as us.
She will know. She might. They said they did not leave town. Yes, we will meet up with child.
Yeah. So we'll head back to her house. And
Easily done.
Yep.
Amelia, you have set all of the alarms. And soon there is a bugbear on your doorstep again.
Wizard child, we have returned.
The door just opens. Like, okay, I finished.
So what were you doing?
I made it so that I'll know if somebody opens any kids' doors in town.
Oh,
That's brilliant.
that is very smart. Yes, you really are a wizard.
Like that. What time do people normally go to bed in town? Like, what are the hours we're looking at for these abductions? Are we looking at like midnight?
So at
pretty
this
much,
time,
or?
at this time of year, the sunset comes around 7:30 p.m. and darkness sets in anytime after that. People are usually in bed between 9 and 10 o'clock. So yeah, midnight seems like as good a time as any.
Right, so that means we have a little bit of time. While there's daylight, let's see if we can track that paw print a little bit. If we can't, we'll come back, we'll eat, we'll rest, and then midnight will come and we will do things then.
All right.
Sounds like plan.
Okay.
So are you going back and trying to find more paw prints?
Yeah, at least, seeing, like, basically making our way towards the forest and kind of keeping maybe we should do like one of those things where you kind of all get up in a line and you move forward so that we're covering as much ground as possible as we're looking for a path.
There's three of you.
Yeah. So it's not like...
As grid searches go, it's not going to be the most efficient.
It's more than nothing. I mean,
True.
but yeah.
Okay, if you are spreading out, everyone may choose whether they want to roll survival or perception or investigation, but you will not be rolling at advantage.
Okay.
Oh, good. I got a nice even 10.
Yay! I got a good roll.
Oh, oh,
What'd you
okay.
get? What'd you get?
I rolled a 19 on the die, so that's
Hell
a
yeah.
26.
Jesus, Murphy.
Okay, and Ennith rolled a 16, so that's a 21.
Okay, well, why do I bother setting DCs?
She's on the trail. Let's do it. I told you, grid system works. Grid search works.
Hard to argue with the results.
It really is very difficult to argue with the result. Well, the forest outside of town is an evergreen forest, as I said before, and the ground is in fact covered in pine needles that sort of crunch and whisper under your feet as you walk. And sort of the smell of fur is permeating the air. Normally, on a hard forest floor like this, covered in pine needles, it would be really difficult to do any kind of tracking. But Thierry, you see it first, followed closely by Lady Ennith. Amelia, you're looking for tracks. You're like, okay, tracks, dog tracks, large dog tracks. But the two of you catch sight of a tuft of black fur caught on a protruding broken branch.
All right. Well, that definitely looks like we're headed in the right direction. How much time do we have before sundown?
At this point, you have a few hours left before sundown. You've been talking to people, setting alarms, having tea, doing grid searches,
Having existential crises about fatherhood.
Exactly. It's now getting into the evening. But the sun isn't setting just yet. But you're getting close.
I turn to Amelia and I go, "Do you know how far out into the woods they found Juniper?"
No.
No. I wasn't with them when they found her.
Let's keep going a little bit and see if we can sort of determine a direction this goes, and then we'll head back to town.
Okay, let's have more rolls, please.
Okay.
Of our
Or-
choice of those types?
Yep.
Of any
Oh,
kind.
that's not nearly as good. That is a total of a 15. I rolled an 8 on the die.
Ooh, nice. Ennith rolled an 18 in survival, which gives her a 23.
Yeah, you're fine.
Nice.
Let me know if you hit 20 or above, and we're good.
Okay, sure.
That's your DC's 20.
Over 20.
Over 20 is good. Okay. Yes. So again, you can't find prints are not the way to go in this particular kind of terrain, but you do. The next thing you find is not fur, but a small scrap of gray flannel. And you do remember
on the ground or like on a tree?
Again, snagged against a tree, much higher up this time.
How high are we talking?
As tall as your head. Like it was you were looking around, you straightened up and it was at eye level. Like, oh, hello.
So like 7. Oh shit. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And she plucks the fabric off. What did I remember? I interrupted you.
You remembered that Rupert Stillwell was wearing gray flannel pajamas when he disappeared.
And she just kind of like sniffs it and
It smells vaguely of the house that you remember. I mean, it smells more strongly of whoever was wearing it, but you've got a keen olfactory sense where you can differentiate those subtle nuances of different things.
Thierry. And she just kind of holds it down for him. This was like Rupert boy. There's no blood or anything on it, right? It's just like torn fabric.
No, it just looks like it snagged on a branch and came off.
All right.
Okay.
So, I have cartographer's tools.
Ooh.
Can I sort of create a very basic map that gives us a direction to go in if our evening is unsuccessful? Based on these points of, based on these locations that we found, sort of give me a direction.
Are you proficient with said
Yes,
cartographer's tools?
okay. I specifically am proficient.
Fantastic. Let's have a roll and see how well you. Yes, you may. Let's see how well you do it.
Wait. Yes, I am. Okay. I was gonna say I'm pretty sure I am. Yes, I am.
Wait. Oh no.
That is a 19 on the die again.
Nice. All right. Yeah. You create a very. I mean, it's a little awkward because you're standing and it's parchment.
Sure.
So you're like, okay, Ennith, bend over a second.
Yes.
Use her back as a desk.
All right.
And,
so we'll just quickly.
She's got like leather armor. She can like hold it out and be like,
that'll work.
He's so like, how is Bugbear like writing desk?
Over here. It's working pretty well for what we're doing right now. All right, I'll take it.
There you go.
Okay, let's head back to town and see if we can't rest and relax until evening, until nighttime, and then hopefully we can catch this thing as it takes the kid, or before even.
See if there is jerky.
Yes.
Easily done. So yes, even without your status as a folk hero, it is very easy to find. In fact, Amelia's mother, once she is back from her mushrooming, welcomes you into her home and feeds you as much food as you will eat.
Wait, do we both have folk hero background?
Did you have that too?
Yes, you do.
Amazing.
That's amazing.
So we are just folk heroes traversing the land. I love it.
Folk heroes traversing the land, helping out wherever you're like the littlest hobo.
Everybody knows about that dang bugbear just wandering around, taking odd jobs.
Hold on, I'm gonna change my background real quick.
Yes. Be a folk child hero.
Exactly. No. So yes, and although there are not, it's a very small house. She is perfectly happy to pull out like little pallets for you to have a nap on if you want to. Not that you particularly need a short rest, but if you want to have a short rest.
Do I get inspiration back on short rest?
That's an excellent question. I don't know.
I don't remember.
It's been a hot minute since I dealt with bards.
Naps are important.
I don't think so. I think it's a long rest.
Yeah, I think it's like level 5 or 6 or somewhere around there that you get the short rest thing. It's definitely not 3.
Dang it.
Long rest.
Nope. Beginning 5th level. I think. Oh, is that? Wait, no, that's something else. Never mind. No, it does not. All
no,
right,
fifth level is when it changed to short rest.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, perfect.
But you're
awesome.
You're 3 and 3, right?
I'm 3 and 3, so it's long rest.
Ah, gotcha.
So alas, that's the price of multiclassing.
Yeah.
It's very cool, but it does come with a little bit of a cost. That's fine.
It's worth it.
That's fine. You got the role that you needed out of it. It was worth every expenditure. All right. If it is okay with everybody, I'm going to take a quick 2-minute break, and we will come back and resume the adventure. Welcome back, everyone. Let us rejoin our player characters as they plan their stakeout for the night. What's the plan, folks?
Okay.
Yeah,
so, Amelia, you have sort of clued in, right, to everything?
Yeah.
Like you So I feel like we should be sort of equidistant from all of these different houses so that we can just, when one of them goes off, you can sprint that direction. I do not have any spells or anything like that help me communicate over long distances, so I think we probably should stay together unless Amelia or Lady Ennith, you have something for that.
All I have is whistle, which is opposite of subtle. I do have dark vision up to 60 feet, which helps a little, so I can keep an eye on.
We all do, right?
Do we all have 60-foot dark vision?
I do believe so.
Nice.
I think.
Do I? Yeah, I do. Okay.
Yes, I was gonna say as a gnome you would. If you were a halfling, you wouldn't, but as a gnome you would.
That helps a little bit in terms of us being able to eyeball what's going on.
Yeah, the default feels like yes, dark vision just for all D&D characters. So
I am
always have to check.
notorious. I am notorious for always playing character races that don't have dark vision, and I'm the only one sort of staggering around blindly after the party. It's terrible.
And that's why you get characters with you that can cast dark vision.
Yes.
Hey.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, other than like I said, an ability to either make a noise or make light as like a signal. That's about all that Ennith has on her.
And I guess I do have minor illusion, which can create pretty loud sounds. So I could sort of set off an alarm if we split up.
Yeah, I also have minor illusion. I also just have dancing lights.
That'd be more subtle than something suddenly appearing. Like you could have something sort of dim.
Yeah. Well, actually, it's a cantrip. I guess I can kind of keep it up indefinitely. The spell itself only lasts for a minute, but if I can just instantly cast it again, then...
Little happy dancing lights.
Yeah.
All right. So are you sticking together or are you spreading out? What's the consensus?
I don't mind being slightly separate because I can speed up quite significantly. Like I can buff myself to be pretty damn fast.
Right. Amelia, you do have teeny tiny gnomish legs. It's gonna take you a little longer to catch.
I could wizard child and I could be on same space because I could carry wizard child.
That's true.
If that is not offensive to recommend.
I
am very strong.
I could also, with my magical cittern, make her fly.
How
I am
long
sorry,
does that,
Amelia.
is that,
I lied.
that's casting. That's casting.
It's up to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amelia, I apologize. It was lie before. I could carry you away.
Amazing. I don't know that this is the right time to say that.
I won't. Only with consent.
Amazing. Okay, so what's the rough layout of, like, is there a rough how do I phrase this?
You can find a decent vantage point wherein you don't have to be spread out. If you choose to stick together, there you can pick a spot that's not on the outskirts of the village, but that's reasonably sheltered, and that gives you a good view of the main street, which is where most of the houses either are situated or where it would be most logical for people to progress to if they're leaving their houses.
How many? You only found one set of the wolf prints, right?
Yes,
we didn't look for
you
more
rolled.
wolf
You
prints.
rolled pretty high. You rolled decently, and you found the one track outside. Outside Rupert. Was it not? It was outside.
It was Willow's house.
Willow Bright Barrel's house.
Okay.
And after that, you went to the woods and started looking there, which meant that there were no tracks because the terrain isn't suitable for it. But you found, but because you rolled stupidly well, you found other evidence. Yes, you rolled other evidence that you found other evidence that led you in a specific direction.
Okay.
That matches up.
Okay. Cool.
But yes, only the one track.
Well, if there's I don't mind us all just staying together. That's fine. If that's just easier for us.
It is up to you. You can spread out. You can spread out, but there is, like, if you choose to stay together, that also works.
I feel like between Lady Ennith and I, because I can move if I do nothing else, I can move 90 feet around. So I feel like between Lady Ennith and I, we can probably keep up with whatever we have to deal with. And if Lady Ennith is okay carrying Amelia, and Amelia is okay with
I
that,
do not mind.
then I think
I can walk.
You will be left behind, small one. I do not wish this for you.
Sorry, you broke up a little bit.
I said, you will be left behind, small one. I do not wish this for you.
we're very fast.
Oh, I'm not. And she kind of looks down at her tiny gnome legs.
Would you like to be very fast?
I would like to be very fast.
Then you will hop on my back, and we will be very fast.
Okay.
All right, so we'll stick together. We'll
Clunks
keep an
on
eye on
Shadow of the
things.
Colossus style.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. There's braids, you can climb like a rope.
Amazing.
Nice.
So I guess we'll stick together and we'll keep an eye out, and hopefully either the alarm will go off or we'll see something.
All right.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
All right. So you wait until nightfall, because that seems to be when whatever this is happening, and you settle into your stakeout spot and remain vigilant. It's an uncharacteristically chilly night for the time of year. I mean, you're all well equipped for the weather, so while the tips of your noses are starting to feel cold and maybe your fingers are tingling a little bit, you're not really suffering any other ill effects from the cold.
Gotta keep my hands warmed up to play.
Ennith has
Exactly.
fur. She's fine. She's a bit of a space heater, so Amelia will be warm too.
Exactly. You just cuddle up to the bugbear for warmth. The waxing gibbous moon is high and bright in the sky, so even if you didn't have dark vision, visibility wouldn't be much of a problem. All around you, the countryside is sparkling under the effects of the frost that crunches under your feet when you walk on it. And you wait. And you wait. And a cloud drifts across the moon. And you wait a little more. And I would like everyone, please, to roll me a perception check.
There's a gentle chewing, Amelia, you can feel as she's just eating jerky.
I would like, if you guys can
Did the
see
cat
this,
curse or bless the die?
it's a 19 again. It's very hard to see
Nice.
because these guys are...
That's
Yes.
amazing. That's amazing, because I rolled a 3. That's 5.
I got a 19 after modifiers.
Hey, so
Nice.
it's perception, so that puts me up to a 26.
Ennith instructs Amelia, just tap on my head if I need to pay attention.
All right. Well, as it happens, Thierry, just you see it right away, just as Amelia, bing, an alarm goes off in your mind,
Oh,
and immediately the two of you just swivel to look in the direction it's coming from, and at the front door of one of the houses is an enormous black dog. Almost
Doggy.
you'd say the size of a pony, perhaps even a small horse. It's huge,
Jeez.
it's shaggy, and when it turns its head, you catch a flash of glowing green eyes.
No, Amelia, not doggy, I am bugbear.
And the front door
Amelia takes your head and turns it towards the
the front door opens.
Doggy.
The front door opens, and backlit from the inside, you can see the silhouette of a child. You're not sure who it is. Actually, Amelia, you know who it is, because you have set alarms and you know whose houses you did it. That is Arilee Hastings, a 6-year-old human girl.
I really wish I had find object right now.
And this is happening maybe about 120 feet away from you. And then as you watch, she scrambles up onto the dog's back, and the dog takes off at a run. And it goes fast. You have never seen a creature move this quickly.
Can I say that the moment that Ennith's head gets turned and she sees the thing, would I be able to cast mage armor on myself?
Oh yeah.
Because she
Absolutely.
wouldn't have wanted it on. She knows it lasts for like several hours, but it would be like all night, and she wanted to make sure she had it the moment they knew they were going to fight something. And she's okay.
Why
Oh,
are you fighting?
Actually, that reminds me. I probably should have said this earlier. Amelia has had mage armor on the entire time because it's
Mhm.
she's abjuration,
Yeah.
so you can just cast it at will.
Hell yeah, I love abjuration wizards.
Why?
Then yeah, I'm gonna say
I kind of assumed based on your character sheet, I was like, yeah, that's gonna be up.
Yeah,
Otherwise, small and squishy.
I think I already had it added into the armor class.
Mm-hmm.
me too.
Yeah.
I'm like, she always has it up when she can. So when the thing takes off, I'd like to cast Expeditious Retreat on myself.
Nice.
So that I can just start dashing after this thing.
Absolutely.
And that's a concentration up to 10 minutes. So she's just gonna kind of keep that going.
Okay, fantastic. I love it.
She like just before while she's casting it, she just murmurs to Thierry, "Ready, set, go."
All right. Thierry's gonna do his best to keep up. I'm just double checking something really quickly. Okay. Well, I will do my best to keep up. I might have to go a little weird with it. But I think our best bet is to track it and figure out where the other kids are. Like stopping it now doesn't necessarily help us.
Does it? It looks like the kid is going willingly, right? Like,
Yep, she hopped up on its back and is holding fistfuls of fur and just riding it like a pony.
Then yeah, so Ennith, it happens, she dashes them like when she casts the spell. So she casts and she's already on the move, moving her full movement and then another full movement.
And you're taking Amelia with you, correct?
Amelia's like latched on.
yeah.
And so yeah, Ennith's the mount in Amelia's situation.
Okay, so that's
You're both
that's
riding four-legged furry creatures.
so that's a total of 60 feet per round, correct?
Correct.
All right.
She just goes on all fours. And
Thierry,
starts...
your buddy is taken off, and Amelia's riding her like a pony too.
All right,
there's
so
a theme.
I start sprinting after them. As a rogue, I can cunning action dash and then regular action dash.
Yes, you
So
can.
I should be able to cover about 90 feet around. If it looks like I need to go faster, I will cast fly on myself and just do fly and then
And
dash
remind
fly,
me
I
what
guess.
your fly speed is.
60.
Okay. All right. So for the moment, you are able to easily keep up with Lady Ennith, who has you've seen her do this before, cast a spell and just book it. Amelia, my goodness, you're going quickly. You have never gone this quickly ever.
I have a logistics question.
Yes.
So Expeditious Retreat says that as a bonus action, I can use the dash action. Does that mean I also have a dash action that I could take if I wanted to keep up with Thierry?
Yes.
That's what
When I
I
have
am
the spell
doing,
on.
so I feel like that's what you
Okay.
should
So
be
yes,
able
I
to
think
do.
that's that makes
Okay.
yes. I'm thinking.
Just
now
wanted
that
to make sure that
it's
it's
been
like
a- it's
as
been
an
a hot
action
minute.
and a bonus action, I can do it.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's been a hot minute since I used that spell for anything. But yeah, that seems reasonable, right? Because you can. Yeah.
Because it's an action and but you can do the same
Yeah.
thing if it's a action and a bonus action. You should be able to do both.
Yeah.
Okay,
Exactly.
so then that's what.
So movement,
she
action,
does the
and then
initial
bonus
60.
action.
Yeah, so she does the initial 60, and then she starts doing 90 along with Thierry. So they're like neck and neck for a while.
Okay. Wow. So you're going to the countryside is just flying by you, And you can see the black dog loping ahead of you effortlessly. It does not look like it's putting any energy into it, but it is keeping steadily ahead of you by about 60 feet.
Are we keeping pace?
Okay.
You're keeping pace.
That's
Nice.
all I need.
Okay.
You're currently keeping pace. Yes.
Hmm.
Are you planning to just follow it, keep pace, or are you going to try anything else?
Yes, I want to try something else. While we're keeping pace, I would like to. I'm burning all my spell slots. Let's do it. I'd like to cast jump on myself so that my jump distance is tripled. And I want to try to get in front of this thing, and try to like cut it off. So let me figure out. I don't remember how to calculate jump speed or jump distance. It's like
It's strength score. If you move 10 feet, it's strength score plus something.
Number of feet up to your strength score if you move at least 10 feet on foot immediately. And I'm doing that.
Okay.
So it is, and yeah, I'm moving 10 feet. So my strength score is 19. And I'm tripling it so I can jump 60 feet. I can jump 57 feet. So I can get within 3 feet of this thing.
Okay.
With that jump.
That.
And so I want to get like right behind the thing. Amelia is like, she's like, hold on, and wants to get a good jump to break the distance.
Okay.
And that I think that lasts a little bit too. It's not concentration, but it's a minute. It's up to a minute. So I have a little bit of time that I can do that jump.
Yeah, if it's not constant, it shouldn't be concentration because you've already got a concentration spell, so you're fine.
Yeah.
Mechanics.
Yay.
You get
theater of the mind.
So you are charging ahead, and you put on a burst of speed. You coil your muscles beneath you, and you leap forward, and you practically have its tail in your jaws because its tail is a good 2 feet out behind it. Like it's enormous. And as soon as you land, because you land with a hard crash, there's pine needles going everywhere. You hit a couple of saplings that just splinter under your weight, and
sorry,
and the dog vanishes, and then reappears an extra 30 feet ahead. And keeps running.
So 30 feet ahead of me.
30 feet ahead of where it was.
Okay. Okay.
So pretty much
that's
like
fine.
33 feet ahead of you.
Sure. She just lets out this growl, and I'll wait if Thierry wants to do anything.
How far away am I from the dog right now?
Actually, I think I can do something.
Hey,
cool.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah,
Ooh.
because
So we're 33 feet away.
So this might be like being a little bit weird with rules as written, so feel free to tell me that I'm wrong. I haven't moved this turn.
Correct.
So I can... Okay, no. Yeah, so I can get in front of it by like jumping off of the lady's back and dashing in front of it. Because I can get 50.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what? Yes, you can. You hop off of Lady Ennith's shoulders, little feet hit the ground, and you patter as fast as your legs can carry you. And because you have that momentum, and the dog itself appeared to briefly slow as it came out of that. Actually, you could roll me an Arcana check real quick.
Yeah, sure. I'm good at that. 25.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah. I mean, you're not sure, But honestly, that kind of looks like it kind of looks like the effect of a spell, called Misty Step.
Oh. I can do something
looks-
kind of like that.
So it looks like this creature, whatever it has some sort of innate magical ability to move itself. And you're now in front of it, and you're like, oh, cool, Misty Step. Oh God, because
doggy.
now
Hey, doggy.
it is bearing down on you with its large glowing eyes, and it is this huge, shaggy behemoth of a beast, just barreling down on you like a freight train.
Try and grab it.
Yes.
Oh,
You're
no.
gonna try. Oh wow. Okay. Why don't you go ahead and roll me an athletics check?
Okay. 11.
Yeah, no. It goes right over it. It actually leaps over your head, and does not, in fact, trample you underfoot.
That's
Oh.
good.
But it is now just past you as it's running.
Hey, stop it.
Thierry, you are about 60-ish feet behind now, where all this is
Okay.
happening. Because there was, if my math is correct, which it might not be, because I'm not super good at math, and there was
Whatever
a lot
your
going on
number
there.
is, I will use.
We'll call it 60 feet to be good, and because there was jumping and leaping and misty stepping, and I've sort of lost.
All right.
Bugbear hopscotch.
You are about 60 feet behind Lady Ennith, and 90 feet behind the dog now.
Damn. All right. I really wanted to be closer. Okay. I will. That's touch. So ultimately, what I wanted to do, because we still want to follow this dog, but I don't want it to take the kid. So my sit turn lets me cast protection from evil and good once a day.
Mhm.
But it is touch, so I would need to get the 90 feet and then cast. And I think the 90 feet takes everything I have just to keep up with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hold person doesn't work on a dog.
I take issue with that. Dogs are people.
If it works mechanically, then I'll take it.
It's
does not.
sentiment, it's sentiment, not mechanic.
Alas, yes.
We don't know if this thing can hear and understand.
I have animal handling. I am good at this.
Here, doggy, doggy, doggy.
I have jerky. I'm sure that's its motivation. Stealing children
course.
just wants snacks.
Of course.
Kids are notorious for feeding dogs when they shouldn't.
That's true.
Of course. I think I just have to keep sprinting after it. So I can move the 90 up to it, and then cannot move beyond that. But I'm going to try to move up to the 90 feet so that I'm within range of the child.
Yep. Easily done.
Cool.
Ennith will take another action to leap another 57 feet, so trying to get a bit ahead of the wolf. And then do sort of a hairpin turn back towards the thing, and she's gonna reach up and summon her Eldritch Knight weapon, and she pulls out this huge halberd.
Nice.
Bitch has 15 feet reach, and so she holds onto it, and she's just like right in front of this thing, charging, like getting ready for it to charge at her. And she's trying to just kind of be that thing to hopefully distract it from the fact that there's a small child that she's allied with hanging from it.
Currently, Amelia is not hanging from it.
Amelia,
yeah,
I'm sorry.
Amelia
I
made
missed
an
that.
attempt. Amelia made an attempt,
she fell.
but yeah,
Oh, no.
there was a low there was a low roll. It didn't work out well. You didn't fall. You're not prone or anything. You just missed.
If that's the case, would it be possible for me to have picked Amelia up before I jumped? Just kind of be like, small child.
Sure. Give me an athletics check for shits and giggles.
Sure.
Just
Athletics.
don't roll low.
Why did you say that? Why would you say that to me?
Did you roll a 1?
No, I did not roll a 1.
Then you're fine.
Yeah, I rolled a 5.
That's fine. That's all you. That's
but
all you
I
need.
do have. But I am large and considered large for the purposes of carrying things.
No, that's fine. Really, your DC was 5 to make sure you didn't drop Amelia on her head. That's all.
Good. Yeah, it was a 5, and then I have a +4. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you're fine. All you needed to do was not roll a 1. That's all.
No,
I didn't.
no
It was
brain
just.
damage.
It was more of a. Let's see if we have a comedic moment.
Lady Ennith, master of the bare minimum, the bugbear minimum. That's what we're calling it.
Excellent.
5 or higher.
I like it. Nice.
So yeah, she'll like scoop up Amelia in one arm like a football, and make that jump to get ahead. Same thing happens though. She spins around with the kid. Maybe like.
Oh man,
drops her.
I now really want art of just this bugbear with a gnome child under one arm and the halberd in the other, just waiting like an action shot.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Hey,
She
fair
lands
enough.
down, just lets Amelia down, and then summons her halberd. So she's kind of like hovering over Amelia with the halberd sticking out, like ready at a. Yeah, she's got 15 feet ahead of her is when she would be hitting this thing with her halberd.
Okay, let me do a quick check thing here.
And she's just snarling. But it's Amelia, it's definitely that feeling of, I'm glad she's on my side kind of snarl, because it's definitely a snarl in defense of you rather than a snarl at you.
Okay. It continues charging at you. It doesn't alter its momentum at all. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Okay. There we go. What the heck, Ennith? Finally. That is a 16 on the die, but she's got a plus 7 to her halberd. So that's I think a 25. 23.
Yeah, so that 23 will definitely hit. Your halberd makes contact. You feel it.
It is silvered. I spent money to silver it.
I do. As
Okay.
remember, you feel it make contact, and there's a shudder that goes through the creature, and then something odd happens, and it passes through you, and keeps running.
She's enraged by this. But did it seem like it changed appearance at all when it passed through, or did it just
No, but
Okay.
you definitely felt your halberd connect. You know it did something.
Okay.
You definitely you know the difference between something resisted this, something, or it didn't make any difference. Like that creature felt it.
Okay. So yeah, she just kind of whips around with a. Okay.
But it is not stopping to fight you.
Sure.
It
It's
is
just
running.
trying to get away. Okay.
Oh, I meant to ask.
Oh, sorry.
it-
Roll your damage.
Oh, sure.
Forgot your.
I was gonna say
I
it
got
did
carried
damage,
away.
but-
I got carried away, and then I forgot to actually have you roll for damage.
I meant to ask,
very
as
good.
it was running away,
Yes.
since I ran up next to it, could I take an opportunity attack to grapple the child off its back?
Yes.
Ooh.
Roll athletics.
Okay,
I rolled
am
a
terrible
10.
at athletics.
I rolled 10 piercing damage.
10 piercing damage.
Nope.
Alrighty.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Nope.
Silvered piercing.
Nope.
Okay.
Oh, it actually claims it's slashing damage. I feel like a halberd should have both, but whatever.
Okay.
Body problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
It's got
that
a
was-
pokey and a slashy part. Like
That
it's
was-
both.
That was a thing in 3rd edition where you could actually ready a halberd or a lance against a charge.
and do like times 3 damage or something like that. It was.
Ooh.
Or was that charging with a lance? One of them gave you times 3 damage. I don't remember. Which.
Listen, I'm happy. I'm just happy with my 15-foot reach with this thing.
Bugbear Battlemaster fighters for lunging attack, or Bugbear like four elements monks for the windy fist, whatever. Big reaches.
All right. So unfortunately the attempt to snatch the child off the creature's back did not pan out. It is still running. What do you do?
Chase, I guess. How far away is it?
It's now about 60 feet away.
Okay, so I want to bonus action dash, and run all the way up. And as I run up, the turn comes off, and I play a 3-chord melody and reach out and touch the child, and I say, "May you have protection from things that are beyond our ken." And I'm casting protection from evil and good.
Okay.
Now, what this means is that creatures that are aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead have disadvantage on attack rolls against them. The target can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed. If they're already charmed, frightened, or possessed, then they have advantage on any new saving throws against relevant efforts.
Okay. In light of that, give me a moment while I do some rolling.
I cannot help, but every single time a bard plays anything, I get Tenacious D tribute stuck in my head. It's pretty
Eventually today, there will be, I hope, a moment of AC/DC Thunderstruck. That's
hell yeah.
Yeah.
We do have an all bards game coming up later, so.
Oh, nice.
Oof.
Okay, your spell is cast.
Cool.
The huge dog keeps running.
You
You know that your spell succeeded. You're not sure what's happening next.
Seeing what Thierry tried to do, grab the girl or grab the kid, Ennith is going to make another jump and getting within so it's 57 feet, so getting within 3 or 5 feet of it and try to do the same thing with her extra reach. So she's also going to try to grab the kid off the back of the wolf.
All right. You know what to do.
That's you said it was an athletics.
It's athletics. Yeah, you're basically grappling the child.
That? Why? Why Ennith is just the bugbear minimum. That's a 9.
Yeah.
Man.
That is even
Thierry,
less
I
than...
need more inspiration.
Can I, if we have one more opportunity for this, can I help action this so she just gets advantage?
How? Describe to me how you would help her grapple a child off a running giant dog.
Okay, so the dog has shown no sign of slowing down, right?
Yeah.
So I think what I could do is, as she is attempting to grab the child, I'm basically going to jump up and put myself in the way of the child, not the wolf. So that, I'm just interpose as the child runs through, and then maybe the child will slow down enough that she can be grabbed.
This feels slightly Looney Tunes, but I love it.
Is it Looney Tunes enough to be rule of cool though?
You know what? I'm gonna let's call it an acrobatics check, which I think you're better at.
All right,
go for it.
No.
That's not my favorite. I don't think.
Nobody can acrobat today.
I do. Okay, I do have acrobatics, so that's an 11 though.
Okay, that's not really going to be enough to be of help.
Okay.
But the intent was the spirit was there.
Can I do? Fuck! I totally forgot. I'm sorry. Can I do an action surge and try again?
Yes, you absolutely
Okay, I have an action surge. I totally forgot I have action surge. Okay.
Yes.
Come on.
Spend all of your things, my pretties.
Don't mess me up. Don't mess me up. That's a 10.
Total?
Total. God damn it. That's another. I feel so bad. Something traumatized my dice. They just all need to hang out in the little like relaxation area.
We'll open a little dice spa for them.
My goodness.
But yes, and after that one last desperate attempt to snag the child, the dog makes one final great leap past some trees, and you don't see it anymore. Since you are continuing on the same path, the same momentum, in a moment, the three of you burst into a clearing, a perfectly circular clearing, ringed by fir trees that are all exactly the same height, and are all exactly the same space apart, as if they were deliberately planted. And in this clearing, the frost on the ground glittering under the light of the waxing gibbous moon, there is another ring of mushrooms, perfectly formed, also equidistant, in perfect concentric circles.
Oh, I don't like that at all. Okay. That's clearly a fairy circle, and clearly we have to go through it.
Yeah.
You don't have to!
I feel like we really do have to.
There would be no story if you didn't.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
This is where this part is where the story is on rails.
Sure.
Well,
Right.
it's fairies. We're fucked. Let's
Little
go
peek
home.
behind the damn curtain.
I fear no fae. Ennith is technically the newer bugbear variant, which is fae descended, so she would definitely know it's some sort of fairy circle.
Yeah, it's not complicated to figure out that it's a fairy circle.
I just sort of look up at Ennith. Are you still carrying Amelie?
No, I think Amelia got
Amelia.
put down.
Okay, so I look up at Ennith, look down at Amelia. Well, here we go.
This is why we get paid big coin.
Wait, are you guys getting paid?
Stop. I don't know, but I think at this point we have to go in anyways. We've come this far.
You are indeed getting paid.
That is
the town has put their money together for a reward. Everybody's scrimped and saved.
Thierry, that is sunk cost fallacy. We are not going to worry about that. I agree we are going in, but that is not why we are going in.
I mean, we're going in to save the kids, obviously.
Yeah.
Yes.
But also, there's no reason to turn back now. We've come this far.
Dog is probably another 60 feet ahead of us now. We should go. And yeah, so Ennith is still with halberd in hand, gonna start charging in.
All right. So the three of you, I assume. Yes. Correct me if I'm wrong.
You need pick
enter
up.
I thought you already had me.
Oh, I football carried you. That's
Yeah.
right. I forgot.
Like Lady Cluck in Robin Hood.
Yes. Except monster.
Exactly. All right. So the three of you step into the mushroom ring, and the world shimmers before your eyes. And for a moment, you feel so disoriented and nauseated that you close your eyes in spite of yourselves. And you open them again, only to find yourselves squinting against a bright midday sun. You're in a meadow now. Lush green grass stretching all around you, dotted with brightly colored flowers, the scent of honeysuckle drifting on the warm breeze. You can see purplish mountains rising up in the distance, their peaks shrouded in mist. And you're alone.
Ennith is sniffing and trying to pay attention around them.
I have a logistics question.
Yes.
The Cittern, I cast the protection from evil and good through the Cittern, and it recharges at dawn. Does that mean it's recharged?
Oh my god.
How does that? Do I just have to wait for dawn in the original world? Is that?
Is that
Roll an
the
Arcana
one benefit?
Roll an
Is it the
Arcana
wo-
check.
The one benefit of the
Oh,
Feywild
17.
timey-wimey bullshit.
17.
17. You're pretty sure that it's magic. You're pretty sure that it's done wherever you are.
So either it's refreshed, or I have to wait even longer.
Oh no.
All right, that's fine. We'll do what we can with it.
Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey.
God, that's amazing.
Welcome
if that
Welcome
is
to
how
the
you would.
Feywild.
Yeah, that's such a good catch. I love that.
All right.
That is a good catch.
So would I know if it's recharged, or would I just have to try casting the spell?
That's what I'm trying to think. You are attuned to it.
Yeah.
So yes, you can tell that it has not recharged.
All right. Well, fair.
If you're attuned to it, it would stand to reason that you'd understand its sort of
Sure.
fundamental nature.
Sure.
All right. Beautiful meadow. Honeysuckle. Birds are tweeting. There are butterflies.
We are on the hunt now.
It's idyllic. The sky is bright blue. Fluffy white cloud.
Do not trust anything. Faye want to, how you say, fuck with you.
That is generally how they work.
What has Amelia been taught about Faye by her teacher? Anything at all, or?
Why don't you go ahead and make a history check, and we will go based on that.
Synthetic 20.
A synthetic 20. That's the first time I've heard that.
A cybernetic 20.
Dirty 20.
Yeah. I heard it once from someone like way forever ago, and I've just never let it go.
So it's a good one.
Fun.
It's the first one for me. I like it. With a synthetic 20, yeah, you know of a reasonable. You have never been to the Feywild, but yeah, you've read up. You know that the Fey are they're beings that are primarily motivated by emotions. That they are often varying degrees of tricksters with varying degrees of good or bad intentions. But basically, a lot of the stuff they do is for shits and giggles. They're like, they're button pushers par excellence. They will be like, I wonder what happens if I do this. They are super fond of bargains, especially bargains in which they come out the winner. They are rules lawyers. They abide by strict.
The worst.
They abide by strict rules, but the stricter the rules, the more they try to find ways to get around them with clever wordplay or other gamings of the system. They have to rigidly follow the system, but it is the highest achievement if you can game the system.
I feel like I've come home.
There are also strict rules of hospitality. Once you offer or are given hospitality, there are strict protocols that you must follow. Essentially, if you accept hospitality, the host must offer you protection. But if you break said rules of hospitality, or you otherwise break one of the numerous rules, and these vary from place to place according to the different fairy courts, if you break the rules, all bets are off. And breaking the rules can be anywhere from stepping on someone's favorite flower to being rude to someone to mispronouncing their name. Any number of transgressions that make sense only to the Fae.
This is good. Ennith, I am very well versed in courtly politeness.
Yeah. And the golden rule is don't trust anything you see.
That makes sense. All right. If I were a giant black dog kidnapping children, where would I go? And I look out at the landscape in front of us, because I imagine it's sort of like a Is there sort of like a sloping hill looking out over everything, or like in the middle of a forest?
You are in a meadow, a really pretty meadow. Roll a perception check.
Huh.
As
Nope. Nope. That is a 2 on the die. I don't think I made anything with that.
Thank you for taking my roll from me.
It is a really,
Appreciate it.
it is a really pretty meadow, and you are looking around, and for the life of you, you cannot figure out what. Surely it came out at the same spot that you did, right? I mean, you know enough about magic that if you're doing if you use the same door,
the portal takes you to the same place. It's
exactly. Yeah. So it's got to be around here somewhere. You just
not
don't
finding
know.
It.
Ennith is also going to be searching, tracking, trying to find any sort of evidence of it.
Sure. Feel free to roll again, either survival or investigation or perception, whichever suits your purposes better.
Okay. Survival. Is
whatever you roll is going to inform the information that I give you.
So I'm going to roll survival, and it's a 16.
16. Okay. Actually, Thierry is you've seen he's kind of doing a broad picture thing and is drawing a blank, but you've always been more of a detail kind of person. And looking down, you can see where the creature must have landed before you. The grass has been crushed underfoot, and you can see in a general direction where the grass has been parted or broken in places. Plants. So you can see a general direction in which this creature must have gone.
She's already kind of like crouched. She has her halberd, and she's gonna take away her halberd, let it sort of go back into the ether, and gets down on all fours, and she's just kind of sniffing around. And yeah, she catches that trail. She doesn't really say anything, but you can hear her growl a bit deep in her chest, which is a pretty good indicator that she's like focused and that she is interested in something.
Did you find something?
Yes. This way.
All right, we'll follow.
And yeah, she's gonna make her way forward.
Go too, as she kind of wiggles against the arm.
God. Sorry.
Amelia is going to cast something right now, just in preparation if she has to talk to any fae. Amelia is going to cast Borrowed Knowledge on herself and gain proficiency in deception.
Nice.
Ooh,
Hell
nice.
yes.
I love it. All right. Fantastic. Well, it is actually an easy enough trail to follow. This dog was making no attempts to hide its passage here. Or I'm referring to it as a dog for lack of a better descriptor for you. Mostly because you don't know what it is. It's a very big doggy. And you follow for... you're not sure how long, because it doesn't feel like the sun is moving at all in the sky as you go. Like, wow, we've been at this a while, and it's still midday? Possibly? Sky's blue, the sun is high. It's a lovely, pleasant atmosphere. It's like that perfect temperature that you get towards the end of May, where all the trees are budding. But it's really difficult to tell anything about the passage of time.
I've heard of evergreen, but this is ridiculous.
Faye's tricky.
Yeah. And
it's very pretty, though.
Pretty is bad, pretty is dangerous.
Alrighty, I would like everyone to roll me a perception check, please, and thank you.
Oh no, I could fail.
God.
I guess I don't know if you're doing nat ones on skill checks, but
I sort of do. It just makes it more fun. I don't come out. It's never going to be like, oh, you do something catastrophic to yourself. It's just going to be funnier.
Well, that one.
Ennith rolled a 16 total.
10.
Okay. Ennith, you see it at the same time as Thierry, who has pulled a little ahead of you, looking around for things, runs smack into someone. And the person jumps back. Oh, goodness gracious me! You did give me a start there. And before you is taller than Amelia, but shorter than you, what looks like a very large rabbit standing on its hind legs, ears up, twitching. And it's dressed in a little in tweed trousers and a waistcoat, and has a rucksack. I didn't see you at all.
We seek big black dog with small child. Have you seen?
Specifically, we seek the child and other children who have been taken in a similar fashion.
Oh.
Yes, mortals.
Are you going to Archie's party then?
If that's where the children are.
Yes.
I like a party.
I am Lady Ennith. I am knight.
Oh, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, and reaches out a paw and shakes your hand. My name is Hazel.
Hazel.
Well, if you don't have an invitation to the party, then it's perhaps best I not be telling tales out of school.
How do
I'll
we?
bid you a good day then, shall I?
Wait, friend, wait. How do we get invitation to party?
Well, someone has to invite you.
Can you invite us?
Oh, I'm not a guest. I am going and seeking adventure. I'm going to make my fortune in the world.
I know.
I
know this one.
Go for it.
Someone has to invite us. Hey, Lady Ennith, would you like to go to the party?
I would love to go to party. Thank you. Is that invitation?
I'll invite you to a party.
Hazel, if you help us find party, and Ennith looks to Thierry.
It's not really my sort of party.
Oh, but adventure is your sort of party.
And this is a grand adventure.
Thierry and I travel all over and have adventures.
Think about this.
Well, that does sound grand.
We are professional adventurers.
Think about this, and I pull out the cittern, and I start playing a tune. I start telling Bard's tales of things that we have done. And as I do this, I bring it back around to the kidnapped children and the rescue. And just for the sake of storytelling, I will even throw in my suspicions about the sun.
Okay, amazing.
When you throw in your suspicions about the sun, Hazel looks at you as though you've perhaps sprouted an extra appendage. The sun is always there. The sun is always there.
My son.
Don't know what
child.
Oh, your son. Okay, I thought you meant the.
Okay.
I thought you meant the sky.
I also thought so.
I apologize for not being more clear there. I meant my child in connection to the story, because it is a really good story. And so I'm trying to weave this in a way that makes her want to help us. Or at least wants to let her bring us there so that this adventure can continue.
Well, I haven't been invited to Archie's party. But I can't...
Do you want to go to Archie's party?
No. It's not really for the likes of me.
What do you mean by that? What is for likes of you? What like are you?
Well, as I said, I'm going off to see the world. I'm going to make a name for myself, and I can't make a name for myself at a party.
Different name than Hazel.
No, just make the name Hazel more famous.
I used to have different name, and I rename for adventures.
Did you now?
Yes,
Names are important.
they are. They are very important.
So is this now your real name?
This is royal moniker. It is adventurer name, not real name, not given name, birth name.
Ah. What was that, out of curiosity?
And I sort of stop. And I'm like,
Ennith
You feel-
narrows her eyes a little bit. Kind
you
of, there's
feel-
that rumble in her chest, like.
There's a sharp elbow nudge into your ribs.
You mean elbow nudge into my
Yeah.
ribs?
Well, no, 'cause I'm-
Upward.
Am I still like right here?
Yeah. Excuse me, the football under my arm needs my attention.
Oh. Hello there.
Ennith says, Hazel, if you wish to have adventures, you could tag along, as it were. Thierry and I will be doing many adventures. We could show you ropes.
Oh, that's very, very kind. I really do think I should be on my way, but I can at least point you in the direction of the
Very
party.
kind,
If
yes.
that's where, if you do, since you have an invitation,
Yes.
then Hazel points more or less in the direction that you were already following the tracks. All you have to do is follow that trail through the meadow. You're going to go through some more hills and some more meadow, and then there's going to be some ponds. There's small pools, and then another meadow, and then you'll be there.
Pond, meadow.
Yes.
What kind of like folk is party for?
Oh, it's for anyone who's been invited.
What kind of people get invited?
We do.
All sorts.
Big wolves get invited?
I don't know. I'm not really privy to the guest list.
Oh.
I'm not that important yet. But I've seen all manner of people come and go.
So important people get invited.
Yes.
Good to know.
Everyone at that party is important. If you get invited by Archie, it means you're important.
Fuck, I just got Archie. Took a second. Oh, very well. Then she glances over at Thierry. Then we be on our way.
I think we shall.
Yes.
Best of luck in your name-making endeavors.
Yes, I will keep ear to ground for Hazel.
Many thanks to you.
Yes.
Farewell on your travels.
And Ennith does this little awkward courtly bow with her arm just kind of sticking out a little bit and Amelia under her arm.
Hazel waggles a walking staff and doesn't quite hop away, but there's definitely a lift to their
A
steps.
spring in their step, as it were.
Exactly.
Fairly well.
All right. Let us continue on to this Archie's party.
Ennith leans down to Amelia. I know not to give name.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, don't give name. But we should. I think we all have to invite each other.
Okay.
Amelia,
So
would you like to go to party?
Yeah. Yes. Yes, I'd like to go to party. Thierry, would you like to go to the party?
I would love to go to the party. Lady Ennith, would you like to go to the party?
Let us go to party. Thank you for
Excellent.
invitation.
Yes. All right.
You are very smart for someone very young.
Thank you.
Sorry, I meant you are very smart. Not to imply young cannot be smart. I am not so old either.
No, kids are dumb. They
They-
keep getting kidnapped by wolves.
I think Thierry might be the oldest. What?
I was gonna say probably by a lot, I'm sure. Ennith's probably like 20, maybe 30. Bugbears grow fast.
All right. In the interests of time, I am going to fast forward us a little bit, just because
You tromp through the bush.
I am, yes, exactly. I am mindful. It's nearly 11 o'clock. I don't know where the time went.
Oh god.
To nonsense. That's where it went.
Oh, but the best kind of nonsense.
Oh, of course.
So, in fact, Hazel's directions appear to be more or less correct, in as much as you can get directions from a sentient rabbit. You continue. There's a lot more. There's meadow. There's more meadow. And then there's some more meadow for good measure, and some ponds, which because again Thierry has bananas passive everything. You actually end up skirting the ponds and giving them a fairly wide berth when you see things burbling beneath the surface.
Yep, we do not need to interact with any of those, I think.
Exactly. So you opt to not interact with whatever the heck that is. That would definitely not have your best interests at heart.
Ennith looks longingly at her fishing tackle. Fine.
Another time, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
We know the entrance now.
And once you have circumvented those series of ponds, you come up over one final hill, and that is where you get your first glimpse of your destination up ahead. A huge trellised wall covered in vines and colorful, vibrant flowers. As you approach, you can see hummingbirds zipping about, pausing midair to drink delicately from some of the cone-shaped flowers. The air is warm and fragrant with a dozen different floral scents, and the sun is still shining brightly overhead in a clear blue sky dotted with fluffy white cumulus clouds. The wall is broken only by a very large ornate gate, decorated with what looks like an archway completely composed of intricately woven flowers. You are still about, say 60 to 90 feet away. What would you like to do?
I mean, we're invited, right? So we just go up and knock. Seems to be a theme for the day.
Yeah, the gate itself is open, but as you come up to it, there's a sudden flurry of leaves and petals, and a huge form unfurls itself over your heads. Pollen and petals scatter on the ground at your feet, and you find yourself staring up at a huge dog-like head of a large creature that reminds you of a dragon that had been draped entirely over the gate, seemingly asleep until your arrival. It blinks very large eyes at you, and where another creature might have eyelashes, you can see that these are actually stamens from flowers. The eyes are more like flashes of light and intelligence than actual physical eyes, and they fix themselves upon you, and it speaks to you in a throaty rumble. Oh, hello. Are you here for the party?
We are. And we are not.
It coils in the air above you, and more petals scatter a little bit. That is interesting. What do you mean you are and you are not?
We are here to enter the party, but we are not here for the party.
If you're not here for the party, do you have an invitation?
We were invited.
Why don't you go ahead and make a deception check?
Ah, yes.
Come on, please. Oh my fucking god. That is a 13.
Hmm. The coils start coiling a little faster. And it opens its mouth, and where another dragon might have teeth, you can see thorns sticking out. Who issued your invitation?
Oh, I did.
The head whips around to you. Ah, hello.
Hello.
And who are you?
Oh, I'm just some girl who was invited.
Tell me your name, please,
Do you have a
so
do you have
that
a
I may
list?
see if you are invited.
Oh, the lady
Guest
invited
list.
me.
That's how the fate get you. Yes. I invited small child.
The head swivels to you. And who are you?
She puffs her chest out a little bit. I am the Lady Ennith of Stone's Throw. I am descendant of Fae, and I am seeking entry to the party I was invited to.
And then
She does her.
who might have invited you then?
Someone else of great importance. Pushes Thierry up.
The dragon coils itself back around the gate and positions itself so that the petals and vines that form its body are now blocking the gate. I'm afraid that if you don't have a proper invitation, I cannot let you in.
How would one attain a proper invitation?
It swivels its head and looks at Amelia.
Ennith puts her hand on on Amelia's shoulder. Then we have invitation. She
Do you
squeezes
have-
Amelia's shoulder a little bit.
Yeah.
Like reassuring.
The sparking eyes are trained on you, Amelia. Do you have an invitation?
Yeah. Properly.
How many times do we go through the circuitous logic here?
A real invitation.
I mean, I think it was sincere.
I meant it.
What do you mean by real invitation?
You have to be invited by Archie.
Thierry, we have invitation. We have heard invitation, have we not?
Amelia, roll me an insight check.
Okay. 13.
All right. You know you're going in circles, and this dragon wants something from you, and you're not quite sure, but it's waiting for something from you. And as you're going around in circles for the third or fourth time of, no, I have an invitation, someone invited me.
Third base.
You hear coming over the wall of the garden very faint music,
We know
Oh.
invitation, Thierry.
and it sounds very familiar.
Oh.
Can we all hear that, or just Amelia?
No, just Amelia.
Um.
It's very, very faint.
I think I hear my invitation.
Ennith's ears
A
perk up.
dragon.
She's trying to hear
You hear nothing.
it. Yeah, she
You
just
can hear
does it.
you can hear birds. You can actually hear the hummingbirds nearby. It's very cool.
Oh wait, if the song is the invitation, I minor illusion the song,
Hey.
the same thing that I'm hearing, so that now they can hear it and are invited.
The dragon immediately uncoils. Enjoy the party.
Good thinking.
Ennith does the little bow.
All
It's big and sprawling, but
right, cool.
Well, once you are past the gate, you find yourselves in an enormous walled garden. And now, the melody that Amelia just played for you reaches your ears. Amelia. This one it's familiar to you now. It's happy and it's a little wistful. It's like a memory of a childhood that right now seems just out of reach. You can hear You can hear voices and laughter raised in laughter and conversation seemingly coming from nearby. And for all that when you were on the outside, it was easy to see the perimeter of the wall. Now that you're inside, you can only see the wall behind you. Before you stretches a vast expanse of neatly trimmed lawn decorated with ornate topiary sculptures in the shapes of various vague creatures. Dotting the landscape is table after table draped with fine white tablecloths laden almost to the point of breaking with every conceivable form of food and drink. There are large pyramids of stemmed glasses filled to the brim with liquid that sparkles in the sunlight, along with what seems like an infinite number of platters of delicate finger sandwiches, tea cakes, and sweet pastries. There are eclairs and millefeuilles and honey cakes and more types of biscuit than you've ever seen in your lives in one place. You have arrived at the party. What would you like to do?
Ennith pulls jerky out of her pocket and just starts furiously chewing it, trying to ignore the buffet.
There are a lot of guests at this party now that you are approaching. There's fake creatures of all shapes, sizes, and types. Pixies and fairies darting around rose bushes, dryads and naiads and satyrs that are whirling around the various table, laughing and chattering and dancing. You can even see some enormous bears delicately heaping china plates with food, conversing very seriously with brownies, and to your surprise, some of those rabbit-looking people. So perhaps Hazel was wrong about this not being their type of party.
Are there any signs? Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, no, go for it.
Are there any signs of any of the children?
Roll either perception or investigation, whichever you prefer.
Listen, die. Fuck. That's an 11.
The
It's
dice are
Failing
not-
up. That's what we're doing. We're failing upward.
It's fine because Amelia is also investigating.
Hey, there we go.
And got a 7.
Oh,
Oh my god. Can we go for a hat trick and see? Just for the hell of it?
Sure, go for it.
Come on. Here's the thing. If I hope for under a 10, it's going to be better than a 10. That's what we're going to do here. That's a nat 1. Yes.
You know what? With
Yes.
a natural 1, with
Does
a
at least
natural
something
1,
funny happen?
with a natural 1, Ennith, hang on, I'm going to let you fix
Oh,
your
no.
thing because that's making
It's fine. It was a fan. Sorry about that.
That's okay. It was just making a bit of a racket there, so I was like, I'm just going
sorry about that.
to give that a minute. With a natural 1, you spot a child. You have seen a child. There's a child, like, you know, maybe 30, 40 yards away.
I'm gonna insult
Boom.
somebody right now. I know it. So Ennith says, I found one, and starts trotting over.
Okay, so obviously we're going with.
Yes.
Yeah.
And once she points it out to you, you can see that there is in fact a child there. It looks to be a boy about 7 or 8 years old with silky, curly, dark brown hair, and when he turns, he's got piercing gray eyes with milky white skin, and is dressed in purple velvet short pants with white stockings and very shiny buckled shoes, along with a white ruffled shirt and a matching purple velvet vest. It turns as he hears you approach, because you're not exactly being subtle about it.
Are you small? Are you mortal child?
Have you come for my party?
Oh, you are Archie.
Yes.
Apologies for misunderstanding.
Welcome, welcome. I am so pleased to have new guests.
Hello.
Delighted. Please do come in. Have something to drink. We have some nectar of ambrosia that is delicious, but if you prefer water or wine, all of the tables have been spread with anything that your heart might desire.
There's a rumble in her stomach. No, thank you. I ate before coming. We heard such nice things about your parties. Felt we should see the gala and the pageantry of your wonderful party.
Well, it looks momentarily nonplussed. Says, well, it is a wonderful party. It's my birthday.
Oh, happiest of birthday wishes to you, Archie.
Thank you. The music is louder here, and when you turn, you actually catch sight, not too far away, of a carousel.
Does there happen to be someone on the carousel?
Oh, the carousel is packed with people.
People or children? How big? How big of people are we talking?
Mostly children,
Uh-huh.
of varying heights. Some older looking people too.
Well, I meant
But
to
yes.
ask, how close did I get to the melody now that we're able to hear it?
When you
Like
were recreating
I
it?
was recreating it based off of what Juniper gave us.
Yeah.
It's difficult with your instrument.
Sure.
This is it's carousel music, and
Oh
so
my God.
it's I have momentarily forgotten the name of the but it's not an organ grinder, but it's those fairground bands that it's that sort of sound, and it is
Like a
very
calliope, like an air, like
exactly, and it's playing what sounds like a waltz, very much that, and it has this sort of that 2 3 1 2 3, and has this sort of lilting but slightly sad undertone, but with the higher pitched notes also of the carousel blending in with it. And the more you listen to it, the less happy it sounds.
Yeah.
Especially to Thierry, who is a musician. You can hear where some of the notes are discordant, and they're not
fun.
It's as if the instruments are slightly out of tune in places.
Cool. No red flags here.
Nope.
Okay.
Not at all.
While Lady Ennith entertains Archie on his birthday, I'm going to quietly make my way over towards the carousel. I want to get a better idea of who's there. Like if it looks like it's just mortals there, or if it looks like it's both mortals and fae, or just get a better idea of what to see.
All right. Roll a perception check. Please roll high.
Please.
Although you don't need to roll tremendously high for this one, but still.
I rolled a nat 20.
Hell
Wow.
yeah! It's all or nothing.
All
We're
right.
either doing amazing
Fantastic.
or just
Okay,
sucking the
you
air out of the room.
You now have all of the information about the carousel forever. There are riders of all types on this carousel. There are a lot of children. You immediately spot the 4 children who have gone missing from the town. They are on this carousel, gripping the poles so tightly that their knuckles have turned white. There are other fey creatures, sylvan creatures that are also on the carousel, and they are having the time of their life. They are laughing, they are chattering, and they are getting on and off the carousel. The ones that you recognize as being strictly mortal from the material plane are staying on their rides. They are not getting off. And even though they look like they're smiling, when they go by, you can see their fixed stare that the laughter is not reaching their eyes. They are outwardly giving the impression of having a good time, but it's not genuine.
I am going to take a risk and get on.
Okay. You're just hopping on, or are you getting on one of the?
I'm getting on
horses?
one of the horses.
All right. I'd like you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
If this is a charm effect, I have advantage. Is it a
Yes.
charm effect?
It is in fact a charm effect.
That move. Oh, thank God. So the first roll was a 2, but the second roll was a 19 on the dice.
Okay. So you mount. It's not difficult. These are, in fact, oddly enough, the mount seems to slightly shift to accommodate your size. It might have been a little bit too big, and suddenly it's just perfect for you. And for a moment, you sit and you're like, "Wow, I could stay here forever." Okay, nope, not safe. Nope, none of that. And you are free to ride the carousel and get on and off as you see fit.
Okay. Trying to think of ways to break magic. The spell that I cast on the child has worn off.
Yes.
It doesn't last this long. So I'll hop off the horse.
It was a really good idea. She just rolled really poorly. In keeping with the theme of the evening, of the morning, I should say. I'm so used to playing D&D at night.
Yeah.
Do I see the other children who have gotten older, or do all of the children appear to be their original younger age?
They're all different ages. It's odd. There are some who are definitely adults, and some who you're not. Time is weird in the Feywild.
Sure.
And some of the children have aged, and some of them appear to have aged at different rates.
All right, so I will, after getting that observation, I will come back to the group and see what's happening with them.
Archie has been expounding at length on the many delights of his party, and has reminded you approximately 17 times that it's his birthday.
Yes, this is very good. How is it rude to ask how old are you on this birthday? What is it, a special day? Is it a special birthday year?
Today is my coming of age day.
Oh.
Yes.
What does that sort of thing, what does that mean for you?
It means I come into my true name.
Oh,
all my friends call me Archie, of course, and so you must, of course, call me Archie.
Archie, yes.
But I now have my proper name, which I will also be using when I attend the courts. But first, of course, I have to celebrate.
Yes. What with the special court name? What should we call you with your what is your new name?
Oh no, you should all my friends call me Archie.
Archie.
There's simply no reason to change that.
Oh, well, yes. You may
And-
call me Lady Ennith.
We are friends, right, Archie?
Of course we're friends. You wouldn't have come to my party if you weren't my friends.
You have many friends.
I have many,
As
many
Ennith
friends.
glances around and catches the carousel and...
Yeah.
Yes, many friends.
Oh God, how far away is that carousel?
It's about it's maybe 100 yards away from you.
Okay.
That music is itching at the back of your mind, though, Amelia.
Think-
It's just there, constantly.
She kind of wiggles a bit in Lady Eden's arms. Like,
I'm sorry, Amelia. Would you like down?
Yes, I think
Yeah.
I need to
I
go
love that you've
somewhere.
just been under her arm this whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep forgetting. It's like, you know what? That's my bad. Sure, she's still there. And Ennith puts her down, but still keeps a hand on the girl's back, sort of like I can hook into her if I need to. And the whole time she's very like keeping herself a little bit over Amelia and keeping a little bit of space as she's between Amelia and Archie. She definitely doesn't want to leave her unattended
So if Amelia
in a place
tries,
like this.
if she tries to walk away, will you kind of grab?
Just a little like finger in the back of the clothes, like
Okay.
just even just to get her attention, so she'll be like, "Where are you going?" kind of thing.
Oh, the carousel looks fun.
It is fun. It's the best attraction here at the party. You simply must try it. You know what? I will show you myself. And he holds out a hand to take yours.
Ennith takes it instead
You should really kind of
and takes Amelia's hand in hers. Like, yes, all three of us will go to carousel. Big hand, just
All right.
entire arm taken by her hand.
And Archie does that thing that little kids do, which is basically drag you excitedly toward the thing.
Yes. And Ennith is like holding on to Amelia, very like, come
Yeah.
on, we will go.
Yes. So you get to the carousel, and of course the music is much the same. Amelia, that music sounds wonderful. It is just entrancing. Lady Ennith, you're not. It's Archie and Amelia seem to, be kind of bopping in time to the music, and you're thinking, oh, this is not exactly my type of music. It's a little off somehow. Amelia, I would like you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, God.
Do you have advantage against charm effects?
I have advantage against magic specifically.
Against magic specifically. That's just a magical effect. Okay, so it's going to cancel out your disadvantage. So it means that it's a straight roll.
Well, hey, what's the theme of the evening?
Failing
Oh,
up.
It's an 8.
Nice.
Total?
Okay. Well, you
Good job.
Yep. All right. Well, you squiggle your hand out of Lady Ennith's, and that carousel looks so much fun. You are going to go for the ride of your life.
Can I?
Yeah.
Is there anything? Because
I will give the both of you a chance to react before Amelia settles on one of the horses.
Oh God.
I took counterspell, but that's not particularly helpful when being charmed.
No.
No, and this is a charm effect. It's not a spell.
Ah, yeah.
Ennith, I mean, the only thing Ennith can think to do is literally just interpose herself between Amelia and it. So, she's going to, Is there anything else around besides the carousel? Is there any other, like, party or carnival-esque activities around the carousel?
There's, not too far away. There's a sort of an area where people have started a spontaneous sort of little dance party. Most of Yeah. Mostly this appears to be like a child's garden birthday party where this is ye old equivalent of the bouncy castle.
Amazing.
So it's but it's a carousel. So
Yeah.
the carousel is the star attraction. There's tons and tons of food and drink and what have you. There's the ability to dance, but it's not a carnival. There's no booths or anything set up like that.
Okay, that's fine.
It's just a really big garden party.
Right. She's gonna just slow her down. Like keep her claw in Amelia's like jacket or sleeve or whatever she's got, and kind of say, wait, Amelia, or no, sorry, wait, small child, she would have said. She's been calling, I think she's called her Amelia once. Small child, I think we will wait for our friend to come around before you get on carousel. Then you can ride together.
I mean,
and she kind of holds it, looking for Thierry on the carousel.
I think we can ride more than once.
No, but to circle around together. If you are on opposite sides, you never see our friend.
I will save a space for him.
She keeps holding.
You just let me know when I make it back to them.
Oh, it's not a huge carousel, so.
Oh, you've gone by a couple times.
You have gone by at least once enough to see that Amelia is trying to get onto the carousel.
All right, so I will.
And you have full freedom of movement on this.
I will hop off. And I'll sort of land and crouch down next to Amelia, and I'll say,
"Was it fun?"
No.
Oh.
Honestly, that doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound right. Maybe it's a grown-up thing that they forget how to enjoy carousels, but that doesn't sound right to you. You can see all of the other kids on there laughing and having a great time.
The music feels off.
Oh, what a shame! That's so sad. That music feel bad. Oh no.
I'm trying to think of how I can
see
do this.
Archie is scowling at you when you say the music feels bad.
Well,
I am bad at music, Archie. It is fault of mine, not of yours or party.
And I look over at Archie and I said, I mean, no offense. And I pull out my Saturn and I say, but if you listen to this part here, and I start playing through it, I was like, you notice how there's a little bit of an offshoot, and I bend the note down to match what's being played, and then so basically, I'm playing the Saturn to match the notes that are being played by the carousel. And then I say, but if you follow music theory and how it all works, and then I stop bending the notes.
You are elf-splaining. Stop.
This sounds more pleasant to my ears. So that's what I mean when I say it doesn't feel good. I mean no offense.
No offense, but your music's bad and you should feel bad.
Yeah.
Archie looks at once confused and a little insulted. Amelia, you don't hear it. You can hear the discordant note when Thierry plays it, but you're not hearing it match up with the carousel. It sounds fine to you.
Yeah, you shouldn't insult your friends. Or their taste in music.
Of course. Yes. As I say, it is fault of mine, not of Archie or music. I am from Swamp. The music from Swamp was mostly frogs and crickets, and when they make noise, they are just looking for other frogs and crickets, if you know what I mean. So
this child is 7 or whatever.
She's talking to Archie specifically. Like you understand. It is I am simple hedge knight bugbear.
All right, it's been long enough. Amelia, you can give me another saving throw.
Okay.
Straight saving throw.
12, still not doing great.
No.
Oh, It's better.
It's
It's better,
yeah.
but wow, that carousel is so much
Oh god, I never did describe what she was wearing, so I couldn't go.
Oh shoot!
Shifts out of
Can
coat.
I give bardic inspiration? Is that something I can do?
While
Can I,
you're
like,
trying to mimic,
Just,
you're trying to
yeah,
mimic the music, and you're like,
I'll define because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to wake her up to what's happening. So as the
Okay.
kids are going by, I'm pointing up. I say, look at their eyes. Look at their eyes and tell me that you think that they're actually happy here.
all right, we will retcon ever so slightly, and I will allow you to. Why don't we call it a straight reroll, and you can add that inspiration die should you need it.
Yeah. Your inspiration's a D6, right?
6. Yep.
Okay. Oh well, that was a 6.
plus.
Plus, it went
Well,
back down
you
to
can
an
only
8.
get a 12 at max. Yeah.
So wait, what'd you get total?
Are we going with the 12, or do you tell me to roll again?
I did tell you to roll again, so
Okay.
I'm gonna have
Well,
to...
then it's a 14 now.
Okay.
Hey.
14 is what you needed.
Oh my
Thank
god.
Guys are giving me palpitations here. I'm like, please don't make me keep my plan
We
on
really
carousel.
only roll really well or really poorly. There is no middle ground for us.
Yeah, it's extremes. It's fine. We're good.
Okay, so yes, as Thierry has sort of pulled you in and has a hand on your shoulder and he's pointing, suddenly, you know what? Oh, there's a single off note, and then another, and then the melody does start to sound a little, not just discordant, but as if the whole mechanism of the carousel is slowly starting to break down from the inside.
Oh.
And just the music starts to warp. And that's when you see the expression on the children's faces. And as the carousel goes by one more time, you catch sight of someone who looks familiar. And for a moment, you're not sure because it's been 9 years. And she looks a lot older now. But you think it's your friend Brelin. And you can see dark circles under her eyes, and her hands clasped tightly around the pole, the knuckles standing out stark and white against it. And just a shiver goes down your spine, and you're able to shake off that compulsion to just get on and ride with everyone else.
Oh, hey. And Amelia kind of tries to wave her down.
She's staring straight ahead. They all are hanging onto their poles.
Oh my god. This is such a cause problems on purpose while trying to fix it sort of
Excellent.
solution.
Perfect.
How wide is the carousel? Like from diameter?
That's an excellent question.
20 feet or bigger?
Probably a little bigger. I'd say maybe 30-ish.
Okay.
It's it's probably got like a 15-foot radius to allow for the mechanism inside and the 2 rows of horses and so forth.
Within 20 feet, so 40 feet actually.
Okay. Yes, that's fine.
Okay. I'm gonna screw up this whole thing. I'm gonna use the 3rd level spell slot, and I'm gonna cast Sleep on the carousel.
Huh.
What an interesting idea.
On the people on the carousel or on the carousel itself?
Okay, so how Sleep works is
it's an area.
It covers an area, and then starting with the creature with the lowest health will start causing them to fall asleep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, assuming a bunch of these kids are just kids.
All right, go ahead and I think you roll a whole bunch of hit dice, and that determines how many creatures you put to sleep, if memory serves.
Level sleep is big.
4d8, and I put together that many hit points worth of creatures.
Okay. This is going to be very, very interesting.
Oh my god, don't do that to me. Don't do this to me. Fuck. 12.
Ooh.
They're NPCs. They might fall asleep. I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, on the
Don't
plus
eat
side,
the food in the Feywild. Just casually grabbing a muffin. No.
I brought it with me. It's fine.
Okay.
all right. Well, so you cast the spell, and you feel it take effect, and immediately you see several children just slump and slowly slide off their ride, and the carousel keeps spinning.
Ennith reaches behind her back and summons her second bonded weapon, her hand axe, but she keeps behind her back.
Was one of the people that fell asleep my friend?
Sorry, no.
Okay.
Nope. The four children who immediately went missing because they are the youngest and have like no hit points,
That's fair.
or are down, as are some of the other much younger ones.
Okay.
But you've got 5 or 6 children who are now asleep on the floor of the carousel.
Okay. So Amelia's gonna like run over to one of them and just like shake him awake, sort of. Hey, are you all right? Are you okay?
So you've grabbed a little halfling girl, and she sort of blinks, and her eyes don't quite focus. And what's happening?
Oh.
In the meantime, there is a screech of anger from Archie. You're ruining my party!
You're
Stop
ruining
that!
my friends!
Ennith gets in front of Archie, looming over him, and pulls her halberd out.
Oh no. Thierry just sort of puts a hand on Ennith's shoulder. Please remember that Archie is probably much older and more powerful than Child.
Yes, I am protecting Child.
Okay. Look, if we're doing this, that's fine. Are the other Fey creatures still on the carousel?
Some of them, a few of them have scattered. Going, they saw the weapon come out and went, whoa, and immediately scarpered. So there's a few on the carousel, a couple of dryads who are apparently don't care about blood being shed at the party, and mostly the mortals are left behind.
Okay. Why are children at party? Why do you enjoy them being here?
They're my guests. And you
Yes.
are being rude.
Guests are normally allowed to leave.
They don't want to leave. You can ask.
I turn over to Amelia. Amelia, can you ask her if she wants to go home?
Hey, do you want to go see your parents? Do you want to go home? You want to go play?
Oh my god.
I get very quiet. I want my mama.
I sort of point over. She wants to leave.
I don't see why she'd want to. This is a wonderful party.
Yes. But you and they are different. You are Fey. She is mortal. She does not experience time the same way you do. While you can enjoy this evergreen party forever, she will eventually get old and lose out on some of the things that make being a child the most fun. You get to experience that for a lot longer than she does.
And once she stop enjoying her time, you stop enjoying guest at party.
Either one of you may make a persuasion check with advantage.
I have absolute shit charisma.
I'm gonna assume it's the bard who's gonna do it, but I thought I would throw it out there just in case you were feeling.
Enith gives the assist. She does not take.
The first roll is 18 on the die. I'm gonna see if I get higher. I do not. So 18 plus persuasion, right?
Yes.
That is 24.
Enith is more wise than she is charismatic.
There's a reason we're partnered.
It's a good combination. We balance each other out.
Archie folds his arms and sulks. Well, I suppose if they want to leave, I can. And kind of sniffs about it.
I sat down, I sort of kneeled down next to him. I said, Archie, just because someone wants to go home now doesn't mean they don't want to come back and play later. If you send them maybe a written invitation to come to a party, they might be willing to come back again for your next birthday. But to keep them here for longer makes their lives harder. We're not saying you can't play with them or have fun with them. We're just saying for now they need to go home and see their families so their families stop being worried and they get to spend some time being kids.
Sleepy party guest is poor party guest.
Very well.
Thank you.
Archie reaches up and snaps his fingers, and the carousel stops. And all of the mortals just fall off the horses.
Oh, okay.
If I'm near one, I try and catch.
It's not high enough for it to do damage. It's like a 3-4 foot fall. They just slump and slide off the horses. You can catch them to prevent them from bruising themselves, but nobody's gonna come to any real harm.
Ennith starts. She takes out a. This is gonna sound terrible. Ennith takes out her net that she has and starts trying to affix it like a little backpack and tries to estimate about how large some of the children are that she can try to.
Hold on. Before we do that, let's wake them up and see if they can walk.
Oh, okay.
It would be better for optics if they were seen to be leaving under their own power, anyways.
Archie, Ennith turns to him. You are a very wise fae, and I am sure that you will do very well in the court. I am proud to know you.
Why don't you roll a straight up charisma check for me there, Bugbear?
Fun. It's a 9 on the die, which makes it an 8 because she has shit charisma.
Archie doesn't look convinced. I suppose I'll just have to find other people to come instead. Maybe I'll find some better guests. And kind of does the 8-year-old child equivalent of a flounce and stalks off to another end of the party.
You know us mortals, very boring. You should look for Fey guests. They are going to be more fun. And she wanders back to the carousel.
Excellent. When he flounces off, Thierry sort of lets go of a breath he wasn't realizing he was holding. And he
Letting Ennith talk has to be stressful.
well, it's not even that. As long as Archie was there, he could have always changed his mind too. So it's just, if he's walking away, then we're pretty much clear to go. So I'll go help wake up the others, and I'm specifically looking for who I believe to be my son first, Rupert Stillwater.
Okay. Easy to find him.
He has your eyes.
There is a. He does have your eyes, in fact.
Oh God!
Once they open, he's got his mother. His general. He takes after his mother, but those eyes did not come from anyone in that family.
So he wakes up, and it's just like, "How you doing, kid?"
You're my dad.
I dreamed of music.
Yeah, that's probably going to stick with you for a while. Listen, I'm going to take you back to your mom, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Yes, please. Did you see the dog?
Yeah. Very, very big.
I tried to
So
pet the
big.
dog.
Oh, he was so soft.
He didn't
If
love
we
me.
see him again, you should pet him. He's great.
Well, on
So
the
nice.
plus side, at least the kids aren't experiencing like a whole bunch of fear-based trauma, so that's good. So
Memphis later, once the one-shot's done.
The younger children seem to be more confused than anything else. The older they get, the more you can see that just the life force has been slowly drained from them. There aren't as many people here as have disappeared over the years, not by a long shot. In total, you managed to find about 20 people, which is pretty darn good, really, when you think about it. One of them is very elderly and very frail and does not speak to you.
Ennith is going to look
It's
for
grateful
most...
to hang on to someone and go with you, but just...
Ennith's gonna put that net, basically put the net around her like a freaking baby Bjorn, and find the smallest kids and the elderly, and try to just kind of. She's very shockingly gentle when it comes to that kind of thing. So
there's a handful of gnomish and halfling children who obviously have very, very, very short legs and therefore don't walk nearly as fast as anyone else who are super happy to piggyback on the bugbear because oh my god, fun.
I have snacks. Snacks.
And
she's got chestnuts and stuff.
And yes, just being mindful of the time, I'm afraid I'm going to have to narrate us forward a little bit rather than roleplay through this. But once you leave the party, the flower dragon at the entrance, who, if you ask, his name is Thornfang, provides, upon learning that you are leaving the party and going home, actually opens up I'm going to summarize, but it opens up a portal for you to go back without having to retraverse the entire way. Yes, well, he is nothing if not faithful to his host, and he wants to make sure that the guests have as good a time leaving as they do arrive.
Thank you very much.
And I think we will call it there because it is 11:45, and I know that we have more ADHDND adventures and shenanigans and to-dos all the rest of the day, and there are technical considerations to to deal with. So, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us in this wild, wacky adventure in the Feywild. This has been a blast. Remember to check out Chad, exclamation point to Chad in the chat to go directly to their website and make a donation if that is something that is within your means to do. If not, please spread the word far and wide. They are a great organization, lots of advocacy, education, and support. Oh, and this is, yes, I have, I remember now, there's an instruction for the DMs to give the players an opportunity to introduce themselves and plug whatever it is they need to plug. Go for it. Let's start with Lady Ennith. I'm just going to go with your character names so I don't get mixed up.
Sure. I'm Lady Ennith, but I'm Angela. I am the creative director at Nerdsmith. We do live streaming and podcasting. We're a sort of a adjacent channel, and I'll just put a link in chat to our Patreon. You can find out more about us at nerdsmith.org, but also at patreon.com/nerdsmith. Right now I'm part of a Patreon tabletop role-playing game creator group, and we're doing a Halloween special this month that is each of the members of the group that signed up, we have free Halloween or like spooky content for you to check out, and you can go like trick-or-treating around all of our Patreon. So if you check out the link down there, it'll take you to the next post, and you can go through the line and find all the really cool free content, music, maps, modules, all sorts of stuff from some really cool people. So you should check them out.
Okay, let's go with Thierry next.
So I played Thierry, but my name is RC. I go by Suzume Taka on pretty much every other platform. I don't have a whole lot to promote. I just moved back to the U.S. from Beijing, where I've been living for over a decade. And so we had a small community there playing various tabletop games. And I am looking forward to expanding from that into stuff in the States. I'm playing here. So, yeah, that's about all I got.
And now our beloved host. Plug what you need to plug, sir.
Hey, I'm Justin. You can find me here all the time. This is what I do. I run tech for all these streams, so even if you don't see me on it, I am listening.
Dun dun dun.
I also play the known liability Nadir Hussein Amber on the main podcast.
Nice. And I'm Ratherastory. I have very little to plug because I don't have life anymore these days. I do. You can find me every second Thursday on Draconic Blues Twitch channel playing Coco, the rogue Kenku.
I love Kenku so
love
much.
She's a budgie Kenku.
Oh, my heart.
So yes, you can find me on Twitter at Ratherastory, but there's not going to be any actual content on there other than shit posting.
Oh, that's content. That's my favorite kind of content.
Perfect.
Well, thank you for the one shot. Rather, it was absolutely delightful. I adored this. This was super fun.
Oh, good. I'm so glad because as I said, it had been a hot minute since I DM'd anything.
You were great.
Thank you so much, everybody. Take care.
Okay, bye. We'll see you in a bit.